Failcast Season 12, Episode 2. With the traumatic realisation that we have survived our first sprint qualifying session. My name is Simon. Alongside me, as always, is the mercurial and fantabby doozy, and I can tell, probably vastly sweaty, definitely Zero. How are you doing, sir?
You are not wrong. You are not wrong. I'm hoping that our audio issues from last time have been resolved. But I think they have. I'm looking at the little monitor lights, and I have little birdies watching, and it seems we're okay. It seems we're okay. Yeah, it's still hot as balls, and it doesn't help that I spent the day cleaning the kitchen, which just made everything even more hot, sweaty, and uncomfortable. Which is why I've treated myself to a large bottle of vanilla Coca-Cola.
Oh, living the dream.
I know. The thing is, it's... okay, apparently you're still very quiet.
Oh.
Or we're not hearing you at all. So let me try and fix that really quick. Oh, I know why that is.
Uh-oh.
How about now?
I wish I was living the vanilla Coke dream.
I think the problem was that, yeah, your audio source is only on the live game input and not in the pre-show. I have to fix that for next time. But I think you're okay now.
Grand.
Okay, lovely. So we can actually start the show, I think.
Thank you, Birdie.
So, yeah, I've got a large bottle of vanilla Coke, which is going to be very important. We are at your favourite circuit, Austria. So hopefully your fortunes turn around. But we've got a little bit to talk about first, because that's the tradition round here.
Of course.
So we've got sprint qualifying to cover. Obviously, very important business.
Yeah.
And there was some news to share with you.
Ooh.
And now I'm trying to remember what it is, because I've been so focused on these audio problems that I've forgotten what it is. All right, we'll carry on. It'll come back to me later, don't worry. Oh, that was it. Before we went live, we had a very in-depth conversation, you know, alternative career paths.
Oh, yes.
About a Formula One themed drag act, and I just felt we should acknowledge that you have the best drag name of all time. Polar Position. I don't think I can top that.
Yeah.
I don't think I can top that.
Polar would. Way! Sorry.
So, I had any more time to reflect on the game since yesterday? How are we feeling?
I'm still getting to grips with just its general... because of the way how the grip kind of... It's all or nothing, and I'm quite responsive and kind of overcorrect and then fling myself off into oblivion. I did have a quick go this morning, very much still the same. I've been looking around at other people's setups to try and see if there's ones that kind of align with me. And I'm not finding them yet, so I need to go off on a bit of an exploratory thing myself. But that's not really a mark on the game. It's more about my adaptation to how the physics are this year. If that makes sense.
It does. Yeah, I mean, I'm not totally 100% comfortable yet myself. I mean, I'm not struggling for pace the same way, but certainly I've had more than my fair share of accidents. In the last round, I crashed in every session, so we want to avoid that.
Nice.
Looking at the news, we have fallen down the performance order. We're now behind AlphaTauri, but we do have 2,300 R&D points to spend.
We do.
The chassis is still the weak area, but shall we figure out what we're going to spend our money on?
Yeah, sure. Let's dive in.
So we have a very expensive lightweight wheel rims option. It's 2% discount. Bargain. There's also an oil pressure pump in powertrain that's got a 6% discount. We've unlocked improved ICE materials, but we could upgrade our gearbox reliability further, or MGUH reliability, MGUK reliability. Oh no, only the kinetic unit we can upgrade. That's got a 9% discount for 929 points. And then we have unlocked the halo. So now we've got a choice between a rear wing upper flap for 970, 4% discount, or a front wing end plate lower. Not the upper. Don't get full of yourself. Don't get any ideas. Just the lower part of the end plate.
No.
We're not made of bloody money, Simon.
I feel like having some of the aero could be helpful to keep us up with the performance gains, because where we went off and done some reliability stuff, which is entirely needed for us and our car, I think they were the right decisions. That's what's brought us behind Alpha Tauri. So maybe we should snibble on one of the aeros, maybe.
Okay, so you think we should go aero and not reliability, because your turbocharger gave out at the end of the last race, right?
Yeah, it started to do a reduction in power, but I'm going to swap it this race.
Because we have enough points here to unlock reliability for the MGUK and the turbocharger in one go.
Ooh. Oh, do you know what? 7 and 9% discount. This is so having a Scottish dad. This is what it's done to me. Fucking father going around. Oh, son, let's go round a boot sale and haggle for Matchbox cars for 5 and 10p each on a Sunday fucking morning. Then spend £2.50 on a bacon butty sandwich and not get the irony. Cheers, Dad. Sorry.
Do you know? I have a Scottish dad. I understand. And to be honest, I do the same. I'll happily spend £2.50 on a bacon sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get the reliability then, eh?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Okay, and then that should hopefully avoid us having to take any penalties later in the season. We have 503 points left. So we're actually not a million miles away from getting that rear wing flap. Maybe after practice we can
good shout.
get a bit flappy up in here. Flap things up a bit. What's in the messages?
Flap my car up.
Flap my car up. Wodge, enjoy your beers, mate. Have a good one. Oh, sorry, I'm just taking a moment to claim my trophy, Simon, for winning in Bahrain.
Oh, nice.
Right, okay. Let's advance some time, shall we? Oh, we get weekly resources as well. That should, on the 21st, that should be enough for us to get what we need.
Yeah, loving that.
Oh, this has worked out beautifully. Right,
Stop the clock! Feels like a kid's game show. Stop the clock! What are you doing in Funhouse? Sorry.
Oh, I remember Funhouse.
Give me that Pat Sharp hair, Jim. Yeah.
Oh, it's a double win as well. I don't know if you've noticed, but the rear wing flap is not only cheaper, but provides a bigger performance gain.
Oh, nice. Well,
so,
know me, I'll have a
double
flap.
Win. We will have it for, apparently the day of the Grand Prix.
Grand.
It should unlock on the 2nd, which is the day of the race. But no, it says the race is on the 1st, so that was a lie, wasn't it?
Was indeed.
The chart said we'd have it for Austria, but we don't.
Oh, do you know what? Actually, no. Bear with me. Sorry, I was just checking through what parts I would switch, and then I thought, no, don't switch them until after practice.
You have to switch very specific parts for your drag act. Just so you know, Paula.
I can't remember who it was that I was. I think there's a comedian that I love called Diane Spencer, and I'm sure it was her that said this, that she was trying to, she was going around like dodgy drag acts and having to go on and do comedy shows, and there was one who was doing a terrorist act, and she was called Alexandra Burka.
That's not a bad name.
I thought it was quite good for a drag act. I might have got my jokes mixed up, but yeah.
I'm going to keep the energy store the same and the control electronics, but everything else, I'm going to do a switch, I think.
I'm going to wait till after
Austria.
practice.
It's like a go-kart track.
Yes. Agreed. I'm going to switch mine out after practice.
Apparently, my hair looks amazing.
Ooh.
I didn't want to be the first to say, but it's nice to be acknowledged. I just realised my beauty light wasn't turned on, so people are not getting the full benefit of my lustrous locks. Conditioned it today.
My ring light is so huge and well, not huge. It's just really, really, really bright. That when I do most of my to-camera recording, I have to do it at like 2 or 3 in the morning because it's always quite loud around here. And then it just looks like there's some kind of ET phone home moment, beam of light coming out through my living room window. And I just think, I wonder if people notice, like look in and think, what the bloody hell is going on?
Come to Jesus, Simon.
Oh.
So we have a very small chance of rain. That makes me happy, given how badly I adapted to rain in this game.
Oh, Alfa Romeo have leapfrogged us as well.
Oh, Jesus, that's all we needed. Kimi Räikkönen was a pain in my arse all the way through those last sessions. We've got a rainy practice 2 and practice 3.
I'll do all my stuff in practice 1 then.
Yeah. Should we drive practice 1?
Yes, please.
Because we buggered up last time, didn't we?
Yeah, because then we can get the points and then skip 2 and 3.
And we get the weight reduction bonus, which we both need.
Yes. Well, just in general life. For me. Although I could use my moves as ballast. What do you think of that Iron Red Bull statue? At first I thought, oh no, what the hell is it? But it's grown on me over the years.
I don't know. I was the opposite. I liked it at first, but then as the years have gone on, it seems a bit...
Chernobyl-y?
Yeah, a little, but also more... how would I put it?
We're going to be logging some extra data during this session.
It looks like something you'd build if you had like a really tiny cock.
Dick trick.
You know?
Yeah.
It feels like you're overcompensating for something. Like it wasn't enough to buy the track and rename it, but like he had to build a giant metallic bull to dominate the landscape. It strikes me a bit of inadequacy.
I do tyre management first whilst I've got fresh tyres.
I'll do fuel management because I hate it.
So take a few laps to get the tyres up to temperature. Try and feel your way
Now I
around.
do have I've got a go at a setup for this, but it felt very tail happy. So I could revert back to a default setup if I end up going...
There he goes. Again, let out of the garage first. Fucking favouritism. And there I am again, once again, 12th year in a row, sat behind you, looking at your arse.
Aww.
I mean, I've seen worse arses, to be fair, mate, but...
Warning, cross the line at pit lane exit. It didn't seem to
I was
bother elsewhere.
I was about to call you out for being a very naughty boy. I didn't cross the pit lane exit line.
It's alright. Jeff will save me. He'll go to the steward's room.
Oh, your boyfriend, yeah. I remember. I've heard about you two.
Sending me private emails.
I have to leave this team at the earliest possible opportunity because I'm never going to get a fair crack.
I've already submitted to Jeff to say we need to change the name of the team to Alpinus.
The most fabulous team on the grid. I do have to. I know I said it yesterday, but it's been since what, like the early 2000s, since we had French Racing Blue on the grid, and I'm loving it.
Agree.
I think this is a very good-looking car.
Agree, and it looked beautiful in the resplendent Silverstone weather today, especially in the hands of Milando Falonzo.
Right, I have to ask you something now to make sure I'm not ranting about this unfairly, but did you have Rosanna What's-Her-Face on commentary?
For F2?
Did you have her for the sprint race?
No.
Then what the bloody hell was I watching?
She may have been doing it elsewhere, but I watched my not so legal stream on Sky.
The views of Simon on how to consume Formula 1 content are not necessarily the views of Twitch.tv or its affiliates. No.
Although I do go to Twitch.tv to watch my IndyCar, but that's for another day.
Mr. Smith neither confirms nor denies that he illegally watches American motorsport on the platform that broadcasts our content.
I'm just showing that I love me some Twitch. What do you need? But yeah.
I could have done better on that fuel testing, but it turns out I decided to race the car. You know, being sat in a racing car and everything kind of flooded my mind a little bit, and I decided to accelerate instead of lifting and coasting and saving the fuel, which is the whole point of the exercise. Okay, so the first complaint I had was Rosanna and Simon on commentary were, well, they sounded bored, but also like it was an insult to my intelligence. Because, as we were talking about yesterday, I thought the whole point of this, like getting rid of normal qualifying and having a sprint race, was that the sprint race was supposed to be reverse grid.
Yeah.
So the fast cars had to do overtaking to get pole position that they were going to get anyway.
Yeah.
But now they just get pole position and some points.
Which kind of takes the whole sting out of it. So when you're watching a battle for what would normally be something really, really exciting for like 7th or 8th position, it means absolutely diddly squat naff all.
What I did there was actually quite clever, even by my incredibly low standards. I just drove the lap to about half a second faster than I needed to, and then just lifted off the accelerator on the start-finish straight and got the fuel into the purple as across the line.
Way. That's...
Because there was no way I could get round this circuit without burning fuel.
That is always the best way with this, and I've just got a purple on the tyre wire for basically coasting out of the last corner, so that was good.
Good to see the game's well balanced.
I did hear her on I heard Rosanna on the F2 commentary though, and like she was interested, but she was also she kept on getting the names of the drivers wrong, and she kept shouting over whoever the second guy was, who I'm not familiar with either. So it was like a completely fresh comms team in, and it wasn't like horrific terrible. The worst one that I ever heard was and I've heard her elsewhere and she's fine, but it was Claire Cottering or Cotterham when she did W Series in 2019. It was embarrassing, but yeah, it wasn't a fab run through, and they were well, in the first sprint race they were quite excited. The second one they sounded quite bored because they needed to have constant passing all the time, and I thought, well, no, it's not a computer game.
Oh, you were right behind me. Hello there.
I had to wait for you to park in, so...
Well, I'm just asserting my dominance.
Arr, got 26 points ahead of me for that already.
Right, let's do tyre management because I dislike it so.
Boo. I was able to make all of my tyre wear gains in the last two corners by lifting off and just coasting through without using the accelerator or brake.
Oh, good. Then I will do the same thing. So, yeah, back to sprint qualifying.
Yes.
So basically what we had was an F1 race with the exact same grid we would normally have.
Yes.
and not enough laps for any strategy to come into play at all.
Yes.
Engine fired.
No pit stops, so there's no chance for Valtteri Bottas to have all his wheels stick to his car inexplicably and have to be removed 48 hours later with a circular saw. Like, that's the kind of racing action I come for. Watching a depressed Finnish man drive into the pits for a tyre change and then just having to retire. That's sort of existential dread that I want to see in my Formula 1 racing.
Love it.
Also, did you see that they were speaking to him at the launch of the 2022 car concept? And he's like, oh yeah, I never said anything bad about Williams. I think it'd be quite interesting to drive for Williams.
Yes.
I was like, I bet you do. I bet you do think that. He's gone very weird, Bottas. Like since he like divorced his wife and immediately shacked up with some British model I've never heard of, and now his Instagram is just him going cycling with this annoying blonde British woman. His driving's really gone to shit.
I wonder if it's that old, you can't create the best art when you're happy. Or maybe it's some kind of, what's it when you fall in love with your captor?
Stockholm Syndrome.
That's it. Maybe it's some kind of Helsinki syndrome, where he's just trapped.
It's like us with Codemasters.
Yeah, every year we buy the game.
It's an abusive relationship, but we can't get out. We buy the game every year, we never learn.
Toxic DLC masculinity. Yeah. Toxic early access. You said you'd give me track updates, Codies, but no. Get in the basement. Okay. Buy the Dulux edition.
We walked into a door. That's what happened.
But that door comes in a free update coming September. Yeah.
Do you know what I've just noticed?
What?
The second to last corner crosses the white line on pit entry. So surely...
Yes, I've had this with the AI. They already crash into each other. I've saved a replay of it because it made me wet myself laughing, and I need to put it online.
We've done our usual thing, haven't we, and completely forgotten what we were supposed to be talking about. Sprint qualifying. We keep derailing ourselves. Right, so sprint qualifying.
Yes.
Incredibly boring. I mean, it was less conservative than I feared it was going to be. Like, there was some action for the first few laps.
Mm-hmm.
But that aside, the only surprise was Sergio Perez making a prick of it. But, I mean, he does that in a normal race anyway quite often these days, so...
Yeah, my estimation of Perez has kind of taken a bit of an Albon dive at the moment, but I'm thinking it's just as much to do with the Red Bull car as it is to do with him. But yeah, that was a weird error as well. Having done it in an R Factor 2 race, in a league race as well, he does have my sympathies. But yeah, it was an odd one. It felt... and there was some odd ones in Formula 2 that kind of did the same, where it's as if like the car just snaps away, even though it doesn't really look dramatic at the beginning. Odd.
Yeah, I don't know. It did look a bit weird.
Very amateur.
Helmut Marko decided he's his favourite boy, so I don't think he has to worry about being taken out behind the shed and shot with both barrels, so that's encouraging for him.
I wonder if Mexico has an untapped Red Bull audience.
Well, I mean, it's kind of weird because he's sponsored by Carlos Slim, isn't he? The Tequila Baron. And I don't think tequila and Red Bull mix very well.
No.
So not a great marketing opportunity there, Checo.
Needs to get Sergei Sorokin back and do some vodka Red Bull.
Well, if it's all about the money, why not?
Reminds me of you'll know him, Mike Pittman from Sim Racing. When he instead of doing Red Bull, he ran a sim racing team called Vodbull.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember him.
Oh shit. Barrier.
So, So essentially, I was so bored by qualifying that I cleaned my kitchen instead.
Boo. I wasn't. The racing itself wasn't too bad. It was just. And this comes back to what you were saying yesterday on the episode, and I was having the same conversation actually with people who are in F1, and they have exactly the same conclusion as you. Why do we not have this in a format that means that the sprint is a reverse top 10 of Quali, it carries its own points, albeit much smaller down, even if you need to boost the points of what's available on race day so that it makes more of a kind of impact, whatever. But we are just kind of guaranteeing the same old results again. And whilst it was entertaining, thankfully, due to Fernando Alonso getting a cracker of a start, if that wasn't there, I do wonder if we would have just had 17 laps of going, and the other thing that it's done as well is slightly take the sting out of the strategy for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because now they know how long the tyres will or won't last for, which kind of makes you go, well, now that's not sexy either.
No, I'm with you on that.
Which didn't really dawn on me at the first time, and then I was like, no, Ted has spilled all the beans.
No,
Sorry.
Ted would never spill beans. He's too fat for that. But he'd mop the beans up. But the thing is, right? You're right because I said it and I'm right. So that's the only reasoning I need. That's point number one. But I don't need a point number two because point one is strong. But I will give you a point number two because I'm feeling remarkably generous.
Wow.
Right. Doing it this way just extends the lead of the people who are already leading, making their lead in the championship even more unassailable. And I thought the whole point was to spice up the lower positions by allowing them potential to qualify out of position and pick up points they wouldn't otherwise get, plus awarding them with points for staying in front in the sprint race. Mm-hmm. Because the idea was, well, if they don't have to save tyres, maybe some of the slower cars can actually be a bit faster. I don't believe that's necessarily true, but these cars are so hard to overtake that, it might still carry through some logic. But no, they've just completely ruined it. Completely pointless exercise. Someone did make an excellent point though, that I was talking to, who said, well, can you imagine 19 cars all trying to get past Nikita Mazepin? He'd have a different victim each week. And I was like, yeah, okay, that I can understand that. That's true. But it's better than watching Verstappen pull out a 17-second lead.
It's
like,
interesting.
As long as no one dies,
It's interesting because you don't have, like in F2 they reverse the top 10 or so, fine, that all kind of works. In BTCC they reverse the top between 6 and 12 depending on the weird kind of lottery rollerball-thon that they do. That, to be fair, does end up being carnage, but then it's BTCC and they don't understand no contact as a sport in that genre. But thinking back
That's
to...
why we love it.
That is true. Seeing Jason Plato getting out in his mobility scooter and still ramming people on their roof. But thinking... I hate to make the analogy, but thinking of sim racing. So I think of... Formula Sim Racing didn't used to do it so much, but GPVWC does it where you'd have two races and then the second race would have a reverse top 15, or it was between 15 and 20 because there was 40 cars potentially in a race. So you would have that reverse grid, and it was just as clean and insightful, and occasionally I used to scrape in the top 20 on those races, and then I'd end up on the front row being very confused and concerned, knowing that I was 2.5-3 seconds a lap slower than the leaders. But they would still have to try and punch your way past. And and I think people win in all different suits. I think the main issue for me with Formula One, and we started to poke this out a few years ago, was that teams no longer feel like they have to fight tooth and nail for something. They move over because the data shows them that actually holding off and battling is not the fastest way for them to get to their 7th position. And there was, I think it was a Racing Point over at Monaco did it and was basically like moved out of the way because they didn't want to keep a Mercedes behind. And I was just thinking, what are you doing? This is Monaco of all places. But they're just not interested in that battle. And my worry would be is that they would do the same in a sprint race, especially if you've only got points for like the first couple.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a really long point.
No, but it was a fair point. No, I don't think there's anything I disagree with there. I think that's a pretty sound analysis. Well done. You haven't been drinking today.
Not yet. Well, actually, no. I did have some white chocolate liqueur earlier. It was nice.
White chocolate liqueur. You are decadent, Simon.
I'm missing my... I was going to say rabies. That's not what I meant. Gangrene, gout. There we go. Gout.
I don't know how your brain works. I don't get it.
Confusedly.
Oh, that reminds me. This must be your autism talking. So yesterday, yesterday your microphone was way too low in the sound mix, and we didn't pick it up.
Yes.
So a lot of people didn't actually hear your autism story.
My autism story. Oh God.
But there are some questions that
hey,
came
Yuri.
up.
Okay.
So you turn up.
Yes.
Thinking that you're going to have to give a talk about being a proud and out gay man working for the government.
Sadly.
But instead you have to talk about how you deal with autism, which you don't have.
No.
What's going through your mind at this point, and how did you find out that was what was happening?
So it wasn't until... it was because it wasn't even like at the beginning. 'Cause you know, in Teams, when you enter like a Teams meeting, it's got like the title of what you've got going on the screen and whatever, and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just diversity and inclusion discussion panel, and it was just lots of people like with their cameras on. I thought, oh God, here we go. I don't do that at the best of times anyway. And it wasn't until I was introduced as part of the. I didn't call it autism, they called it something else. Neurodiversity, I think was what they called it. So yeah. I hadn't really twigged then either. So it was like, so Simon, about your neurodiversity and being on the autistic spectrum. And I was like, but it gave me no get out. So I just thought,
I could have seen your face.
Just go with it, Simon. So... I couldn't have been... Thank God I've spent 7 years working on implementing benefits and having to talk to various organisations about things, because it means half the time you can't say anything or commit to anything whatsoever. You have to think like a politician. So I think I kept as quiet as I could during the entire hour, but you had to like do an...
surprise.
I think I remember at one point I just went, I'm really sorry everyone, I feel a bit overwhelmed. I was like, just anything to just say nothing at all. Oh dear. But yeah, I was just I was saying things like, because it's really hard, you know? Do you? No. There's lots of resources out there to help you. Oh really? What resources helped you? And I was just like, oh, my mind's gone blank. I'll send out an email. Oh, my God.
You should have just said kebabs.
Kebabs.
I get through it with judicious use of kebabs.
Indeed. Mario Kart is better than this. Okay, thank you.
You see, I've witnessed something similar to this, but through a window, which sounds a bit odd, but I will clarify.
Okay.
So, the company I work for, it's quite big now. And a few years ago, I had a really good friend who was working in the company. But, you know, he held a fairly junior position. And he was supposed to have a meeting I didn't really want to go to talk about some project that was going on. But the meeting room changed at the last minute, and he didn't get the notification. So he goes into the room and sits down, and he's looking at his phone, he's not paying attention. And the reason the room's changed is because there's going to be an emergency shareholders meeting with the board.
Oh no.
And they all start filing in, and like the CEO comes in, the entire board's there, all the major shareholders, and then just my mate Ollie sat in the corner, and no one questioned what he was doing. And by the time he realised what was going on, like, it was too late. So he just had to like try and keep as quiet as possible and hope no one noticed that he was sat in there. It was amazing. I was watching him through the window like, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah. That's funny. Dear. Right.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm not as fast as I was in Bahrain, only good enough for P5 on the softs.
214 on the mediums.
I'm purple in Sector 1 and 2, but Sector 3 I am dropping close to a second. I wonder where I'm losing all that time. Then again, it's the same question I ask myself every morning when I'm getting ready to go to work. What am I doing to lose all this time?
That is true. Bear with me. I just want to quickly run out on... Are you on the balanced default setup? Just the normal standard thing? Cool. I just want to do a quick lap on it, just to see if I'm actually going slower because I'm trying to be clever with a custom setup.
No, but by all means, we've still got a few minutes left in the session. I might do a cheeky lap on the mediums to see how I feel for the race.
Cool. I just saw you go past. Have I told you about...
No, you didn't, because I'm sat in the garage.
Oh, okay. Oh, is it doing
it's
that?
An imposter.
The only... That story of the CEO thing's hilarious, but it reminds me of, and I can't remember if I've told you of it before, when I had to go and see Priti Patel at the Houses of Parliament.
I remember hearing that you dealt with Priti Patel, and for anyone who's not in the UK, Priti Patel at the time was the Home Secretary, right?
I think she had a different position at the time, because this would have been 2015, I think. 2015, 2016.
Okay, so she hadn't reached the height of her powers yet.
Yeah, I think she was still like a High Minister, because she had her own place at the Houses of Parliament. God, Simon. I can tell it's late in the day. But yeah, she'd... I think I should say Houses of Gollum. My precious! Hobbitses! Got to pay the benefits! You know, it's just...
What the fucking hell was that?
That's my Gollum.
It was really good. Where did that come from? How have I worked with you this long and never heard you do that before?
It only comes out at special occasions. I'm really sweaty on the controller. I'm going to bin it.
I'm going to have nightmares with that voice now.
Captains to power positions, as he says.
I actually spanned my car because... What is this? What is this life?
So yeah, yeah, no, she wasn't quite at the height of something. She must have been a leader of something, though, because it was a very special thing that I had to go and deliver to her. So I can probably say now, because I don't actually work in this sector anymore. Is that you?
Yeah, I'm trying the lower downforce setup, but it was a mistake. I've taken way too much downforce. Oh, I was disqualified.
Oh. Filthy drivers.
That was so rubbish. It didn't even give me a chance to turn around. It just like the game took over and was like, "Nah, disqualified, mate. Can't be trusted."
Oh.
Oh, I'm a naughty boy. Well, since we're talking about ridiculous things that shouldn't be happening, Lance Stroll is in P2.
What?
Yep. Leclerc from Stroll, from Hamilton from Vettel. What is this? What is it? Mick Schumacher's faster than Pierre Gasly. Like, anyway, so carry on. You met Priti Patel in the House of Commons. How did you fuck it up this time?
Hang on, bear with me a smidge. I am slightly slower on this custom setup, but not by tons. I don't feel like I've really got any better or worse at all. I think I'm just slow. Anyway.
We're watching you from the track cam.
Although I'm better out, it feels better out of some of the corners. It feels more sturdy and less tail happy. But
it's very planted, that setup. I like it very much.
Oh, not planted there though. Yeah, right. I don't want to bugger my car up too much. I think I'm quite happy with my custom setup. Let's keep it going. Yeah. So for about 7 years, I'd worked on. It's not very popular, this at all. Helping build and sort out the Universal Credit online service to try and make it basically work so that people could manage their benefits online. I have nothing to do with any legislation or anything like that whatsoever. So don't at me. I have no control over any of that at all. It was just to try and make sure that the service actually worked. But I was part of what I did was I'd have to go out to everyone to talk to like stakeholders and people like that to tell them what was coming, what it could do. I'd do demonstrations of them with 10 iPads, and I'd be sent up and down the country to speak to different governments and things like that. So I'd like visit the Scottish government. I'd work with Citizens Advice and all of that kind of stuff to try and make sure that it could work for as many people as possible. But because it was seen as a big, huge thing back in like 2014, 15, 16 time, because it was like, oh, everyone's going online, it's going to ruin everything. And the government at the time was doing this big hoofed, everyone's got to be digital by default, and we're not. And so everyone's like, but yeah, and you're going to turn off all the phone lines. So it was a big like drama. And it ended up with basically my voice being on BBC News. Because I would make these videos that would walk you through, and they're still online actually. They've had several million views, which is quite scary. Of me walking through how to use the Universal Credit service to claim benefits. But like BBC News, whenever they would talk about Universal Credit, they'd start off with my video. So you'd hear me going, Universal Credit can be found on gov.uk, and I'd be like, oh, I'm not on BBC News again. So it became like a running joke. So they would then send me out everywhere and go, they know you because they've heard you on BBC News. And I was like, I don't think this is how I should get in. So I'd get sent around the country with 10 iPads and often get stopped by the police because I'd think that I was doing some kind of technical trafficking going on, which was always awkward. So I'd got sent to... one of the many things that I'd done was I had to go to Priti Patel in the Houses of Parliament to show her and walk her through the system because she wanted to know more about it because her constituents in her local area were going nuts over it. But on the night when it went to happen, so firstly I got stopped by the police on the way to London from where I live in Harlow in Essex, who went like, what's all this then? Because they said there was someone running around with a gun around Harlow. So I was like,
sounds like you.
Exactly. Oh, it wants me to pick a rival. Mick Schumacher or Kimi Räikkönen?
Oh. The old man or the fetus?
I'll go for the old man. Let's polish him off. As opposed to noshing him off.
I'm thinking of replacing him at Alfa Romeo just because his presence annoys me. Oh, look at this. I'm having to wait now while the press interview you again. This is Bahrain all over again. I win the race and get pole position, don't get interviewed by the press. You half-arse it to 7th, and all of a sudden the press are all over you. Paparazzi. Unbelievable.
Boo, boo, boo. So yeah, anyway, so I got stopped by the police on the way there, so I was running late. So I was like, right, I'm going to go straight over to House of Parliament. I'll catch you all later. But at the same time that this happens, there's some kind of local MP soiree with cheese and nibbles and biscuits. And so security is a bit all over the shop. Because normally when you go to the Houses of Parliament, you've got two lanes. You've got like the I'm with the MPs lane, and you get ushered through and you get to go through security and get like wanded and all of that stuff and go through. And everyone goes through. If you're visiting, you go into a different route. Because of this cheese and wine soiree, they were basically looking at people who looked like MPs and were just going, yeah, don't worry, the MP soiree through this way, keep going, keep going. And I was just going, I'm here to see Priti Patel, I'm here to see Priti Patel. But no one was listening in security. And they've all got guns, and I was feeling a bit meek. So I was just like, okay, I'll go this way. Ends up getting ushered into some kind of MP annual conference. And they're like passing me like wine and cheese and nibbles, and then someone comes up to me and they go, oh, it's just nowhere as near as good as last year. I'm like, oh, I know. And I'm like, where the fuck am I need to get out of here. I've got 10 iPads, a massive duffel bag, I'm here to see Priti Patel. And I was going up to people, I was like, I need to see Priti Patel. And they're like, yeah, you're here for the soiree. And I'm like, I'm really not. I'm not an MP. I don't know where I am. Security then start to get a bit confused with me, and then someone who I work with or used to work with, suddenly shouts out, there he is, over there. And behind him are 4 armed guards. And there's me with a massive duffel bag, but with wine and cheese and nibbles. And they're like, you can't be late for Priti Patel. And I was like, I'm trying to stay. And so I was marched through security. And then... So I passed the bag through, and there's these 4 armed guards. And they're like, he gets priority, he's late. And I'm like, and then so I go through the wand thing, and of course it goes, meow, 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 meow. And they're like, what's in the bag? And I went, 10 iPads. And they went, what's in the bag? I went, 10 iPads? And I went, you've got to be serious. And it's because it either wasn't too far after some kind of bridge running attack or something, so they had to take out and inspect all of these 10 iPads and all of the codes, because I was like, we don't know if you're doing some kind of cyber terrorism. And I was like, I've got cheese and nibbles, do you think a terrorist's going to come in with cheese and nibbles? So it just couldn't have gone more wrong and more embarrassing. And so I turned up and I was like, I'm really, really sorry I'm late. They thought I was an MP. And she was like, it's okay, Simon. And she went, and then she went, was you on the BBC News? And I was like, oh, I don't have time for this. So I was just like, Universal Credit, kind of went on and on and on. Such, I must have looked like a sweaty armpit. Yeah.
Apprehended with wine and nibbles.
By 4 armed guards to be taken to possibly one of the most controversial MPs ever.
Was she evil when you were in the room with her?
Did you
feel like a sense of dread?
She seemed actually very polite and very nice and normal. But I have to say that the majority of government people face-to-face that I've spoke to have actually been quite nice when I've had to deal with them. And then you kind of see what the things that they vote on and what they put through, and you think, oh, God, I was duped and confused all the way through. It's very difficult to work in government like that, because it's there's like a veneer of real niceness, yet as soon as you're out of earshot, you can almost like hear the daggers being like sharpened behind you. It's very, very tricky. Anyway, sorry, that was a really long story, but
no, but I asked for it and I wanted to hear it.
Oh dear. It was almost as good as when I was doing, because again, going on the road, there's this thing called Civil Service Live. It's a really shit road show that goes around the country.
I was going to say, it sounds like a shit road show.
It was terrible. And this was again when we was like, this is benefit system, it's online, isn't this wow for government? And so I was sent around with these 10 fucking iPads again, but now I had an entire stand and like metal poles and everything everywhere. And I got stuck in a lift in a hotel up in Scotland, and had to kind of phone for help. And it wasn't because I was in a lift, it was because they'd put me in some kind of weird dumb waiter thing that didn't actually go to a floor. So I'd just been left dangling between floors in this hotel thing. I thought it was a lift. Apparently it was off guards for everyone. Who knew? Hours I was there. Scotland went without that day. Anyway.
Poor Scotland.
Indeed. Anyway, sorry.
Right, it's okay. Back to the balance setup. I'm even thinking about increased downforce, to be honest. 1% chance of rain, but this is a computer game, so that doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to rain.
No, that's true.
I don't know if you ever played the XCOM games, but
yes,
in XCOM, the new one, and XCOM 2, the number of times your guys miss a 99% shot is ridiculous.
Yes. The pain.
Uh-oh. My front right tyre mechanic is Ginger. Why was I not informed about this?
You've been infiltrated.
Well, he's going to be carrying around all sorts of resentment from years of childhood bullying. How do I know my tyre pressures are going to be right?
We might take that out on the wheel gun. Maybe that's what was Bottas's one, Ginger.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
There's a few of them knocking around in F1. I've seen them on the telly. Do you remember that Lotus mechanic a few years ago who got hit in the balls during a pit stop?
Yes, I do actually.
And he actually ended up getting a date out of that because some woman was watching on TV and tweeted the Lotus F1 team and asked, what's the name of the mechanic who just got hit in the balls because he's really hot? And they told her his name and said, we'll pass your details along. And apparently...
Oh my God.
Apparently they got into contact.
Whoop.
So, who knew that testicular trauma could actually make you attractive?
Normally it's reserved for certain sections of certain websites.
Precisely. They just skipped a few steps. Right, the car feels really good, so if I'm slow, then I demand to know why. Actually, I have many questions that I demand answers to.
Oh.
Yeah, right. So, you know when you're doing something, or like you're sat on the sofa, and then you get really, really sleepy?
Yes.
Like insanely sleepy. So you think, I'll go to bed and lie down. Why does the tired from the sofa never translate to the bed?
This is true.
What the fuck is that all about? Right, and then when you get a 4-cheese pizza from the supermarket, why is the 4th cheese always a bullshit cheese?
Ooh, now that is a life question.
Because it is, isn't it? It's always like mozzarella, Edam, Gouda, and then American cheddar. No, 1,000 times no. A plague on all your houses.
Ah!
P5, that's bullshit. Is that really the best I've got? But I'm never fast here, am I? I always struggle in Sector 3.
You won last time.
Did I win Austria? I don't think I've ever won Austria.
Yeah, you won it against me last time out. We went down to the wire. It was very close, but you got me.
Oh, yeah, I remember. We had a really good race, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you beat me on track, but you had a penalty.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, there's no way I beat you on track in Austria, because this is your stomping ground.
Not this year.
Apparently not. I wonder also if it's the car, though, because I've driven the Aston Martin as well as this, and they do feel quite different.
Maybe.
I just almost had an accident on pit entry because the apex of the corner and the pit entry line intersect in an unhelpful way.
Ooh, purple middle sector. I'll have that, thank you. But I've just fucked it up.
Drop to P10. You're on the 5th row of the grid.
There's improvement to be had there. Ooh. Christ, must be improvement to be had there. I'm behind Schumacher. So are you. Mind you, it's got the 2020 Haas rather than a 21 Haas, so I give it a little bit of credit.
Yeah, why are we so slow? What's happened? What manner of thing has gone on?
Just when we was like, oh, we think the difficulty might be too low.
Oh, Dazzy, sorry mate, I didn't see you there. Yeah, we were talking about sprint before you joined us. Yeah, travesty's the right word, mate. Neither of us were particularly impressed. It's just like a really short F1 race with none of the strategy or long-term thinking. And it just gives more points to Verstappen or Hamilton. Oh, had something in my eye then. That's not helpful. It's not conducive to a fast lap.
This obsession over short attention spans is starting to piss me off though, because they've changed. Not only have they done this sprint race stuff here, and they seem determined that we're going to have it fed to us one way or another, because they're like, oh, if it's rubbish, we'll tweak it and we'll do this, that, and the other. Oh, Preston, stop it. Preston Mazepin is the best driver in F1. Try to change my mind. I don't need to. That is special behaviour. But this obsession with shorter spans, we're going to get fed this regardless whether we want it or not. They're going to tweak it until we submit, basically, is my impression. But they've done the same thing with Formula 2. Instead of it having a feature and a sprint, we've now got 2 sprints and a feature, but it feels watered down and awkward. I get why they've done it so that it's less travel and therefore less money for them to need to go around everywhere, but it feels awkward. Now that Formula E has got batteries that are like big and juicy, and they're not having to do car swaps, I was always wondering whether or not those races would increase to an hour, but they seem quite happy on 45 minutes plus a lap, which is a kind of happy medium, I guess. But yeah, I'm not liking this less is more. I don't think it is necessarily. It's not a Grand Prix if it's...
Well, I mean, they're doing it to try and attract a new audience, right? But let me ask you a question. Simon, do you, by any chance, enjoy knitting?
No, extreme or otherwise.
Well, let me ask you this, right? Okay, you don't like knitting, but would you maybe like knitting if you only had to knit the sleeve of a cardigan?
I'd be morbidly curious as to how it would turn out, but I wouldn't go anywhere near it. No, I wouldn't.
Well, because it's the same logic, right?
Yeah.
Like, people who aren't watching F1 aren't watching it because it's too long. They're watching it because they don't like Formula 1. And like, that's fine. That's fine. All you do when you do something like this is alienate the people who do like it, because you're trying to make it something it's not.
Reminds me of when you get a sauce or a pickle that says new improved recipe, and I'm like, no, it's going to be worse.
Of course it is. Well, do you remember New Coke?
Oh, yeah. Well, they're changing... That was trending on Twitter the other day, because they're going to change the recipe again, and everyone was like, no!
I'm still not okay with this whole thing with Iron Brew, what they've done to Iron Brew.
Oh, what have they done to Iron Brew? I had some of that the other
Removed all
day.
the sugar.
Oh.
They have removed pretty much all of the sugar, so now it tastes like arse.
Just push me onto ginger beer instead then. But, okay. Slightly better out of turn 1. that was not better though. Oh, yeah, no pace. I think I'm going to be back at the back again. I'm just looking for a clean race today. I don't mind so much on pace.
You're ahead of... You're out-qualifying me. Like, how have I gone from winning a race to being P17?
This is so W series right now. I've done the same fucking thing again.
And this is my last set of fresh softs, so I need to get this lap right. But I'm being nice and smooth, I'm being a good boy. I'm being good, why am I being punished, game? Alright. I lost a lot of time in turn 1 last time, so let's avoid that happening again. Oh, it happened again. Like, my time is like literally evaporating in front of my very eyes. I'm 2/10 down already. Like, what was I doing on the last lap?
No, I've not got it. I feel like I've hit my limit.
And we've missed it.
No, there's a patch pending because they've already said that they've pushed 1.04 out for testing, but it's not out yet. Yeah, again, I was 500ths down on my previous time. I buggered up turn 1, but 17th now for me. What have you gone up to?
13th. But it's not something to write home about.
No, and I know AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo have leapfrogged us in the performance stuff. So I guess 15th and 16th and 7th, 15th and 16th would be where we should be on performance. If everything was equal.
I've just found a 10th somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where it came from though, which shows my my caliber as a driver, I think.
Yeet.
I'm just blaming the heat. I'm just going to blame the heat. You can hear my PlayStation again, I'm sure, like sounding like a helicopter taking off.
Yeah, it does sound
like yesterday when you told me. It sounds like you're in a wind tunnel.
Yeah, well, it sounds like someone's like got a hairdryer going in the background a little bit.
Yeah,
is that how you got your hair so amazingly fantastic today?
I don't blow dry, mate. It damages the hair.
I love that you know that knowledge.
It's like 46% of my entire personality, like being one of the only men in my age group who hasn't gone bald. I don't have to try so hard to be interesting. I just, has hair. And that immediately puts me in sort of the top 30% of people to be associated with. Well, P13 is the best I'm going to get, I think.
I reckon if I knock out a good lap, I might be able to get into 14 just behind you, because it's only a tenth and a half between me and Giovinazzi, who's in 14th.
Yeah, but lest we forget, he too has amazing hair.
Oh, I should bow to the hair. I wonder...
Well, no, I just think it seems like having amazing hair is making the difference here. Maybe that's where that extra 10th I found came from. Like an amazing hair bonus.
I wonder if, like, swimmers that put their hair in a cap, does having massive long hair... I know it's in a helmet, but... I wonder if that is a 0.001% disadvantage as he goes round a lap, or like Vidal Sassoon in it as he goes round.
It must be. There must be like a tiny... Sorry, Dazzy, I keep missing your messages, mate. I'm just going through them now. Formula E is going to die sooner or later. I'm starting to agree with you about that, to be honest.
which is crazy given its uprise and downfall of speed.
Right. The lap delta for the medium tyre is 0.272 seconds. No, it's not going to help me. Help me, Jesus. You're my only hope. Help me, Alan Prost.
With your aerodynamic nose. I tell you what I did enjoy though today. Lol, spoilers, not so much the sprint F1 race. Although I did enjoy our beautiful car driven by Fernando Alonso just trolling everyone and weaving around everywhere, leading to the great line from Karun Chandok of, I think he's weaved himself a Persian rug. Which made me laugh. There was... W Series went on today, and I must say I've been rather enjoying W Series. I enjoyed the first season. This second season seems to be really interesting because Jamie Chadwick is so... Like, in season 1, she seemed such a dominant force. This year, no. But it also seems to really heavily change around race on race. And Alice Powell has been showing the way and is currently leading the championship from Chadwick. And then Sarah Moore, another British girl, is third in the championship at the moment as well. And there was a great battle that went on for a good half a lap between Sarah Moore and someone else whose name I've just forgotten. I'm going to say Bajtskavisa, but I don't think it was. And they basically were side by side for most of a lap. And it was just beautiful to see. No DRS, no need for anything else. It was proper good, scrappy racing. Exactly what I wanted to see. And I've been thoroughly enjoying it because they get stuck in, and it's largely actually quite clean and respectful racing. Admittedly with F3 cars.
I have to say, I quite like W Series as well, but is Esme Hawkey still in there?
No, she's not in it this year.
I didn't think she was because she disappointed in season 1 a bit.
Yes.
And I was really rooting for her. I thought she was going to do great, but I was wrong. I was wrong. But Jamie Chadwick, I actually really do rate.
Yeah, I think she's great. It's just it surprised me that so where I was going with this.
P10.
Oh, juicy.
That's all the car has. That's all I've got. Sorry, carry on.
No, it's okay. I'm going to need to concentrate. Oh no, I went in deep. That's what she said.
Misses. Also, don't concentrate. We're not insured against that sort of liability. Are you anywhere near me on the track, by the way?
I don't know. I'm just coming out the end of Sector 2 now.
Oh no, I'm just rounding the tiny penis sculpture.
All right, I've gained a couple of tenths. Let's see if I can hold this on.
Oh, I'm back down in 13th again. This is bullshit.
All right, I felt like I cut the final corner, but 15th, I'll have that.
This is bollocks. I demand a recount.
Boop. Nicely done. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so the reason why I wanted to go with this is because Alice Powell, she did 1 year, I think, in actual Formula 3, like about 6 or 7 years ago. Bottas 5-place grid penalty, illegal blocking. What's happened?
I don't know, but I already love it.
I don't know what happened there, but he's just got a 5-place grid penalty as they all came back to the pits. That's hilarious. So Alice Powell, I think, is either late 20s or early 30s. And Sophia Flörsch, who is not a fan of W Series at all, has taken to all of her social medias basically saying W Series is horrific and abomination. And if Alice Powell is winning, that shows how terrible the series is, because it's an old and over-the-hill driver leading the way. What does that say about all women in motorsport?
Nothing. It says nothing about all women in motorsport.
So it was hilarious, because then everyone in underneath was basically like, so does you coming 22nd out of 24 in a DTM race mean that you're better than Alice Powell winning against 19 other women in this series? Why are you technically saying that your route is better? It's an interesting discussion. But yeah, it's proper handbags at dawn on Twitter around that at the moment. I find it fascinating because more and more of the W Series drivers are starting to branch out elsewhere into other series and holding up quite nicely, which gives me a bit more weight to W Series as a whole, because there is something in that discussion of being like totally off on your own and secluded. But yeah, I just found it quite potentially career limiting there, Sophia Flörsch, if you think your second to last finish is better than winning a ginormous formula. Anyway, off my soapbox.
It is an odd perspective to take.
And since when is early 30s over your hill? Maybe this is as I'm getting older. I'm like, no.
Well, no, I mean, I do feel the same way about that, to be honest.
Oh, you're in a press interview.
Yeah, apparently it was a great qualifying session. It wasn't. I swore my way all the way through it. With a great team like this, I can't fail. You can never tell this early. They're asking if I'm going for the championship.
Oh, I just said... I think it was with... I've got a great team behind me. I went for the diplomatic, don't say anything. Considering I'm second last at it.
I've said the same thing.
Preston, if you want to watch something fun, you have to watch the Porsche Super Cup. I think it's very good and a bit more exciting. I really enjoyed the Porsche Super Cup when I saw it live, actually. It was at the end of... Because it follows the Formula 1, or it used to, at least, follow the Formula 1 timetable around. So I got to see it at Silverstone in 2014. And just the sheer grid size was impressive when I saw them all going around. The nippy little buggers.
Oh, I am disgustingly sweaty.
I'm gonna have a sweat.
Very
rash.
hot in here. Let's have some vanilla Coke.
Yay!
Oh. So let's see if I can scrape together enough brain cells to make it to the end of this race without making a twat of it.
Did we have anything that we wanted to do upgradey wise before we... Oh, I can see you in there already.
I'm sure there is, but I don't know how many points we've got. Oh, we've got 1-8. That's pretty good. We can't afford any chassis upgrades, but we could afford the front wing end plate lower, or we could afford the oil pressure pump for the power unit.
That looks quite a chunky upgrade, that.
We also have a 17% discount on the control electronics for durability. We can afford gear, but I think... Oh, we have a 10% discount on the MGUH upgrade as well.
16% on the oil pressure pump.
Yeah, that's pretty tasty, isn't it? It's quite a big upgrade as well. Should we go for that?
Yeah, I think we need some performance, considering how we're plummeting down.
To be honest, though, I don't feel it's power at this track.
No.
But the car does seem to also handle okay. There's nothing where I'm thinking, oh, this handles like a dog. So I don't know where the drop in performance has come from, but it's there.
What I do like on that is, so I've dived out to the performance screen, and with those upgrades coming, that leaps us back ahead of Alfa Romeo and up to nose in Toro. I was going to say Toro Tauri. Oh my god, the Junior Red Bull.
The Red Bull Mini.
Yay! Whoa.
Daz's view here is that an athlete at the bottom of a pro league is better than one at the top of an amateur league.
It depends.
I think on like fitness sport, possibly, but with driving, like I've always said, it's so formula dependent.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are people who are really good in F1 but crap at other things. There are people who are really well suited. Like look at Marcus Ericsson in IndyCar. Absolutely killing it. Or Grosjean, actually. But then again, Grosjean was actually a decent F1 driver for the first part of his career. And then he just decided to...
Hass it up.
Yeah.
Haciendas.
And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the
Austria's Crimmy Falls are the tallest waterfalls in Europe, apparently. Thank you, F1 intro sequence, for giving me facts. Oh, definitely 0 third in the Drivers' Championship. Nice to see your name on there.
You know it, baby.
Oh, there's me.
Sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
Show me that grid. I want to see that 5-place grid drop for Bottas.
Let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race.
Do
Lewis
it.
Hamilton lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Ricciardo, Norris, Sergio Perez.
I can't unsee what you said about Ricardo.
It's bad, isn't
You've
it?
ruined him for me.
But he's just like, ugh.
McKinnon.
Smith, Raikkonen,
Because they don't have McKinley, as if it's a rare name.
Russell and Nicholas Latifi. And with preparations
Shit day for
almost
Williams.
complete, let's head down to the track.
That's why I'm thinking one of us should move there.
Alright, I am reverse-a-roo strateging. I'm starting on the mediums and going to the softs.
Do I want to do that too, or do I want to do it the other way round?
Although it's trying to tell me hards and then mediums. I don't think so.
No, that's perverse.
It's slower as well.
It tells me... Yeah, I'm going to start on the softs.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm doing it the other way around.
Okay.
Okay, let's try and not have an accident then.
Glar, everyone. I've noticed with Race Room, actually, whenever I are doing an online race, whoever it is that shouts in the chat in the race start, watch out, turn one, don't act like a knob, it's always the one that smashes into everyone. I now take mental notes of it. Oh, I'm the only one on the mediums.
You're behind me, I see you.
Sorry, I'm not intent. Oh, Giovinazzi's pushed over anyway. Oh!
Oh, get out of my way, you horrible peasants.
Giovinazzi was proper nuts.
Dive bomb. Well, touch wood, I haven't smashed into anybody quite yet, but that Alfa Romeo is fast. I don't like it at all. At all.
Yeah, Giovinazzi's all over you.
The battle of the magnificent hair.
It is.
I also don't like being in this dirty air behind this Alpha Tauri.
Oh, yeah. I just had a Awkward moment there. No Russell. Oh, Schumacher, you bitch. Great move, but scared me off the road.
Well, I'm a place up on where I started, so that's not so bad.
I'm 3 down.
I couldn't hold on to it, I went too deep into the corner. Do not move over on me. I could see what you were trying to do.
Yeah,
I did not appreciate it.
So the same problem with Schumacher, and then Russell then nearly smashed into the back of me, but we're okay.
I am enjoying this racing though.
Oh,
But now
yeah.
I'm seeing where I've lost all the time in qualifying. Like
Yeah?
I can see it now against the other cars.
That's
It's
cool.
either aero or chassis that we're lacking in because the car just can't hold the line like everyone else. Turn the DRS on, please. I need it.
Okay, there appears to be an issue. We're currently investigating.
Oh, I've just got... It appeared that there appears to be an issue. We're currently investigating.
When within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
But it won't
You're
tell me
getting
what.
all the luck this season, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's not good news, I'm afraid. Seems like an engine issue.
Oh,
I lost a...
that's interesting. I've never had that before. Not a good news, I'm afraid. It seems to be an engine issue.
Oh. But like, what kind of engine issue? Is it like an explode and die engine issue?
I don't know, I'm still on 7% or whatever it is. But that makes sense because Schumacher absolutely robbed me at the very like tip of the straight. I couldn't catch him.
I need to get a wriggle on now because I'm out of DRS range of, I think it's Snowder. Cheeky Japanese
Because I
bastard.
can see Gasly ahead. Oh, nearly buggered that. Oh, Russell, no.
I tell you what though, this is what I wanted. For us to feel like we're really in a fight.
Yeah.
Because now, like, I'm really thinking, like, what can we do to make the car feel better? Like, where do we focus the upgrades?
Mm-hmm.
How far behind is the car really? Because I can stay in front of Giovinazzi, but, like, the cars in front, they're just getting away.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm really pushing now, really pushing.
I'm just slow. I'm holding up the Williamses. That's all I've got behind me. Admittedly, I'm on mediums, so this might come back to help later.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because I can see the train. So what I'm hoping is that train continues to just argue with each other, and that lets me just hang on the back.
That's the Ben train. It's me holding them up.
I was starting to close a little bit actually, so I think the tyres are gonna come to me.
Well, I'm actually wondering if I should test and see if the undercut works. I really need all my battery on the straights to keep Giovinazzi behind.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the long uphill section as well, he just gains on me the whole way. But that means I've got no battery deployment anywhere else. Yeah, my battery's empty again.
That was bizarre. So my car stepped out on the bump going uphill towards turn 3. So I've taken out the 150 and 100 marker boards because I was going into the wall. So hopefully, I'm sorry if you needed those for braking, because I certainly did. Oh, that's... I find as well that it takes more corners on this game to get your tyres scrubbed clean again, which is good. Oh, now my DRS is broke.
What is going on?
I've been given some kind of shit tip. I love it. Does my ERS work anymore? Yes, thank God.
Okay, there's a little bit of a scrap up ahead of me, which means I might be able to insert myself into the situation as a unwelcome guest.
Oh yeah, I can
in my
see
life,
it.
I've very rarely been a welcome guest, so no change there. Then.
Russell, stop it! Sniffing
Stop
around
trying
my
to
rear.
race me in this motor race.
Yeah, leave me be, please.
He of all people should know how it feels to be overtaken when you don't want to be.
Yeah. Damn you.
The bullied becomes the bully. The cycle of abuse continues. Okay, this is my in-lap.
Gasly has pitted, Norris has pitted, Stroll has pitted. Oh, Hamilton and co as well.
Oh yeah, I'm suddenly P8, so something must have happened.
Yeah. Hamilton, Norris. Gasly's the main one because he was behind you.
I'm wondering if the undercut actually works in the game. Like, I'm curious, because like the physics model's definitely been tweaked. And like I feel damage a lot more acutely than I did in previous games, and then also the tyre evolution I can feel a bit differently too.
Yes. And we've got tyre wear and temperature turned on, haven't we? So the carcass
Yes,
temperatures are definitely a thing.
Okay, my tyres are still actually quite good, but I'm coming into pit. So are the two guys in front of me though, so I'm not going to gain anything there. My brake temperatures are a little high, but the tyres are actually in the optimal zone. Oh, please don't hold me in the pits. Okay, I have an AlphaTauri behind me now, which I hope is Gasly. And then the same two cars in front of me.
So Giovinazzi hasn't pitted yet because he's ahead of me in third.
But the good news is I'm back in DRS range of the cars in front. Which means pitting when I did actually was genius.
Oh, Hamilton.
I hope everybody's rooting for me now, because I really am racing my balls off.
It's Latifi in. Alright, Kimi Raikkonen is the only other one apart from me who's not pitted. Whoa, that means that it's Hamilton, Norris, Ricciardo, 1, 2, 3. What?
Well, come on, we had an Aston Martin on the podium last time out.
Oh, that didn't go well.
Ho-ho!
Ah, Bottas has just done Ricciardo.
Got past Sonoda.
Nice.
I almost had to kill myself to do it, but I did it. And there's two Ferraris running nose to gearbox in front of me. which I think could allow me access to the points if they keep fighting each other. Have to make sure I stay on. I presume it's Vettel.
Okay, that's Kimmy in.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh, is that you?
Yeah.
No. Oh, safety car.
Perfect. It wants me to pit.
I'm going to pit, because... Although it won't let me.
Why not?
I don't know. It's not come up with, like, the whole let's change strategy, but we're coming in anyway.
Are other people pitting?
Nope. But I'm the only one who hasn't pitted for tyres.
Oh, so this is good for you.
Yeah. Why is it changing my front? Oh, I don't really care. Oh, it was Mazza Spin that's out.
Well, this might actually do me some favours. I went for a bold overtake and he closed the door on me last minute. I mean...
What Mazza Spin? Or...
No, it was Vettel, I think. I've collided with him at every Grand Prix since we started this season.
It's also done the old thing of I've got fresh soft tyres but it's stuck on used ones. Love that old bug.
I've got damage to the side pods and should expect some drag. So that's going to not help my top speed at all, is it?
No. And that, it's noticeable if you've never had it before. Alright.
This field is super bunched up. Can we not? Gotta try and keep some temp in these tyres. What the hell is this?
I'm 27 miles an hour. I got it. 24. Okay, we're round. So, don't tell me I've fallen too far back. You've seen that train. I nearly mounted Latifi. Gave him a Nutella sandwich.
Safety car in this lap. Which means
Damn
it's going to bunch up even worse, isn't it?
Yep.
Right, I'm going to have to be ruthless here. I'm sorry, Kimi Räikkönen, but I'm going to have to insert myself into your rectum. I know you're a dignified 40-year-old man, but needs as must, mate. And I need points. That wasn't the best restart for me. I've got diffuser damage as well.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling that damage.
Oh, I can see the drama. That was a Schumacher smashing into you.
Yeah.
And I smashed into Russell.
But it was a very slick double overtake if it wasn't for the fact Schumacher missed knowing when to brake. Oh, this diffuser damage is horrible.
I reckon Schumacher's going to pit.
I don't think I can drive like this. Yeah, now I'm getting the box notification on my wheel.
Ah. Oh,
Oh, I see you behind me.
sorry,
when
Kimmy.
you catch up, just give me a little nudge and I'll let you through because I'm just going to hold you up with this damage to the car.
Cool. I mean, I won't be able to get any further beyond you, I don't think. Especially now that I've just rammed Kimmy off the road. Soz Kimmy. That was terrible.
I don't even know what position I'm in.
14th.
Oh, it could be worse. I mean, not by much, but it could be. I might try messing with my differential to see if that can help me corner a bit better.
Uh-huh. What name game? F1 2021.
Yeah, I'm just going to cruise to the end now. You're gaining on me really quickly because of the side pod and diffuser damage, and the car ahead is a second a lap faster.
Cool. You're on the penultimate lap now anyway.
Yeah, but this is literally all the car's got. I tell you what though, it's teaching me some valuable lessons now. I mean, like, there's overtakes now that I'm just not even going to attempt.
Yeah. I was super passive on the opening couple of laps because it really bunched up. When Giovinazzi was going nuts behind you, it was causing all kinds of issues, and I just thought, do you know what? Discretion is the better part of valour. And it kept my front wing vaguely intact, so that was good.
Honestly, I was amazed I got through the first two laps without any damage. Like, that was a miracle as far as I was concerned. Going into turn one, it was like way too bunched up for me to feel comfortable with. Are you coming through after turn one?
Yeah. Thank you, mate.
No worries. Now let me hold up this car behind you.
That's
Didn't do a very
Russell.
good job of that. Oh no, I can insert myself into the... There we go.
That was the very definition of walking him out wide. Love it.
Well, sometimes I'm just a massive bastard because I'm resentful because my car's damaged and I can't race. And I honestly thought I could have got a point. It felt like 10th was possible. Luckily, the game saves detailed replays now, so I can check the replay later and put it up on YouTube and see if it really was. Because I was close enough to him to make the overtake. I do wonder if he should have actually been a bit more aware of where I was, or if I really just lunged at him like a maniac. Because either is possible. I was a bit frustrated being stuck behind him as long as I was.
Oh dear, 14th and 15th.
14th and 15th, which we said actually is where we should be based on performance.
Driver of the day, Brotas.
Bullshit.
Not if Norris was still on the podium. That might have buggered up McLaren's day actually, if they was on for a 2-3 or a 2-4. But obviously that would have bunched all of the Red Bulls back up with them.
It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they kept that situation in good.
I'm seeing as well, like the car behaves a lot. Like what I found in previous games was it was my preference as a driver that was the biggest effect on performance throughout a season. Like I was good at the tracks I was good at, I was bad at the tracks I was bad at.
Yeah.
But here it seems a lot more like car and track dependent, right? Because you know we have a weak chassis, we know that, and the car was not holding, even when it didn't have damage, it was not holding the racing line through the faster corners.
I agree, because I tried out this Austria setup on an Alpine, just in general Grand Prix mode, and I was really happy with it, and it never felt close to what I experienced doing a 25% race this morning on this track, where I was on 85% AI and battling for points, and I was nowhere near it here.
Yeah, it's good game design if that's what they've done.
Yeah.
I don't want to credit them with something I shouldn't be crediting them with, but yeah, I like that. Like if there's like a synergy between car and track, and maybe Bahrain just suits our car very well. What we need to do then is think what tracks are coming up that are like Bahrain. Also, we need to start thinking about what upgrades we should have for when, because obviously we want the best powertrain possible for Monza.
Oh, that's a good shout. Yeah. So
I'm liking this. I am enjoying this.
So we've got Britain and Hungary, Spa and Monza. So Spa and Monza, big power circuits.
Yeah. Hungaroring, we need to get on top of the chassis.
Yep. You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret? What? Great team, great car. There we go. Bumlick. Kimi had a bit of contact.
Today was Saitorimon's day.
No one was at fault, even though it was me, blatantly.
There was fault on both sides, okay? Give Quiche a chance.
Never.
Well, my driver acclaim went up, so it didn't damage my reputation any.
Same. Then my rivalry with Kimi Raikkonen continues. I'm just a shade off acclaim 5. Never mind. What's that done to my championship standing? Am I still 19th? Oh, excuse me. Burpees. Too much Dr. Pepper.
Oh, you're such a bastard. I wish I had Dr. Pepper.
Oh, but I bought Dr. Pepper Zero and it doesn't taste very great.
I warned you about this.
I know.
The details are available in your inbox.
Oh,
hello. Is that
Yeah,
a
what's
facility upgrade?
tell me more. It said it's in my email and then there's nothing in my email.
Same.
And they're all still Spec 2, which is what they were before. I think.
Lies.
Never trust a man called Andrea. That's what we've learned. Right, we now have 944 magic points to spend. Can we afford anything for that? No. Well, actually, no, that's not true. We can afford some reliability upgrades, but I think we've had more than enough durability for now. I think some front-end downforce wouldn't hurt, would it?
No, not after that race.
Or actually, though, lightweight wheel rims. Look at the size of that upgrade.
Oh, hang on. Let me just dive in. I was just putting back on old parts on my car.
That's massive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one we should be saving for then.
Well,
for the Hungaro ring.
We might well have that after practice. And the race. Yeah, no, you're right. Right.
Right, shall we jog time on a wee bit?
Defos.
And we've got our rear wing on in 2 days. Weekly resources on the 12th. Yeah, we can probably get that ordered after practice. It might have it on the car by Hungaro ring time.
Yeah, all good. That upgrade worked. Nice. 600 resources.
So, it's our home Grand Prix.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know I'm not in a rivalry, but what's the point of telling me about that? I already know. You've not bought any perks.
Oh, I didn't know if I was allowed to. Because it comes from 300k.
You still got 300k, right?
Yeah. I didn't know if that was coming out of a team budget or not.
No. That's our wages.
Right.
So that's how they incentivize you to move to teams that can pay you more money.
Right. Development feedback. Done.
Yeah, I was between that and media coaching, but I decided I wanted to raise my own personal profile so I could get out of this shithole as soon as possible.
Are you going to have a personal brand? Oh my god.
What is it with you and the voices today? That's really good.
I'm an IT. I work in PR, and I vocal fry to the point where I just want you to punch me in the face. Fucking hate those types of people. Like, hey, because that's what I get from. I was just saying to Low Budget Gaming on Twitter the other day. I was saying because he keeps on getting the same kind of ads that pop up over and over again, where it's he gets people that are like, do you want to come and join the lifestyle of minimalism? And it's just like a man in like a teepee, and he's like, I'm free from the world, and he's like, no, stop it. I live in India, this is our life in general. So he's like raging about that, and I've gone from is the fear of doing something in your life stopping you from doing something with your life, and all of those like you can sell stuff on Amazon and all of that shit, to now it starts telling me about funeral. Oh, it's rainy for Quali.
Yeah, I was about to tell you. I was waiting for you to finish your rant, and then I could tell you.
Sorry, it
ruin your mood.
It Control deleted my previous fault. Shit. I know how.
You were talking about hippie bullshit.
Oh yeah,
and I was about to also talk about it because I've seen the new craze for water, raw water. Oh no! All our development boosts are for reliability.
Raw water.
Yeah, so raw water is, do you like drinking water but find that it doesn't contain enough cholera for you? Well, now you can drink raw water. It's purified using bullshit crystals and light from the moon rather than, anything scientific, and you drink it and get diarrhea. They sell it at music festivals to twats.
Oh my god. This is the kind of thing that I watch ASMR videos for, because I like esoteric stuff, but it's got its place for it. And I like there's a woman I watch called Reiki with Anna, and she does things. She's like, this water has been moon purified for cleansing your aura. And then someone says, like, solar plexus, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm good.
Yep, out of it.
Checked out. Ooh, I'm just going to quickly run to the fridge and grab myself a drink. I'll be 10 seconds.
If you're going to run anywhere, the fridge is the best place to do it. Right, what on earth am I going to do here? Because it's going to rain in qualifying. So I think more downforce might be a good idea.
With any luck, you'll be able to feel the improvement. So give them a try.
I am back.
Actually, no. Let's go balanced first. I'm going to add downforce to the car after I've done my qualifying pace test, because it's going to rain, and there's nowhere near enough downforce on this car by default. I'm not messing with my setup now, though, because we've got the new wing, and I want to see how strongly we feel it.
Ooh.
You're right, Dazzy, it is Majestic Air. And now my hairdresser's a prison guard. It seems we're stuck with it. Such a strange career change as well, isn't it? To go from, like, being really into hair, which she was, to, like, no, I think what I need to do is guard dangerous convicts. That's what's going to make me happy. Like, how do you even have that sort of epiphany? I wonder if she had, like, a peyote trip or something and had a transformative spiritual experience, because there's not like a normal career transition.
No, it is odd.
Hairdresser to, hired thug on the non-swing. Right, all you nonces, stay where you are. Don't want none of you trying to escape.
It reminds me a little bit of, and I'm going to say only a little bit, of, so where I run the website highplaymusic.com, plug. Oh, we've got a new radio show out today, by the way. segue. Always on the PR trail, me. So with indie musicians or anyone trying to like send out their PR blurb, everyone's like, you can always sell to someone, you just have to identify your niche. But what it does is, and I can't think of too many off the top of my head, but what they're like, when you try and like craft a narrative to bring out your niche for your PR spiel, people are clutching on to the thinnest of straws out there possible. And it's things like, I survived domestic violence, but I'm also vegan. And I'm like, I don't see, those two probably are interlinked, to be fair. But it's things like, circus traveller loves the mandolin, also has onion allergy. And I'm like, what? It's like, I don't get it.
To be fair though, that's no different from like the band blurbs from like the 2000s, right? Where they'd say,
True.
"Oh, it sounds like Depeche Mode on speed," and it's like, what the fuck does that mean?
I'm very guilty of doing those. I whenever I have to describe new music, I quite often smash two musicians together and go, "and had a baby," and I'm like, that's a really good get out of jail clause. If I'm like, I don't know how to say this at all.
But that's reminded me of something else that annoys me. Do you think this is the wankiest generation of all time?
Just in general?
Yeah, just like everyone's like, well, I'm a Virgo, and I can't eat gluten, and I make my own cheese, and it's like all of those things as a substitute for having a personality.
Yeah.
Like, when was the last time a musician did something genuinely controversial? Like, there's no way these people are trashing up hotel rooms or murdering hookers. It's just not happening.
I love how disappointed you sound.
Well, I just, I don't want to sound like my dad, but, I remember when rock and roll was rock and roll.
Yeah. No, it is interesting. I feel like cancel culture has an awful lot to answer for. By basically cancelling out an awful lot of fun at the same time under the banner of I will be auto-offended just because I can be auto-offended at any opportunity. And I just think, no. all the way through.
Well, I mean, it stifles creativity, right? You can't try something new without the risk that someone's not going to like it. And if in the past, it just meant they didn't buy it, but now like they may just get you fired by your label. So it's messy. But on the wanky scale, I have to say Berlin is reaching levels I've only seen before in London.
Oh, really?
So, like, famously, I'm a disliker of London. Like, on my gravestone, it will say, "Here lies Ben Williamson, pissed off London disliker."
You weren't quite good enough, that lad.
The place has just never held any appeal for me because, I mean, the main thing is I don't like people. In general. Like, really. I know a lot of people, it's trendy to say, "Oh, I don't like people," but, like, I'm not saying it in lieu of a personality. I just genuinely don't like most people. Or at least, like, they're just not on my radar. But everyone I met in London and the surrounds, with the exception of you, which proves the rule, exceptions prove the rule, lest we forget, has been so self-absorbed and I work in new media. I have a blog. and like, that's all I ever heard. That's all I ever heard. And actually, did I ever tell you, I once got interviewed by a journalist who, like, they were writing for a newspaper, but they did a music blog as well. And they were like, "So, why did you choose to play the drums? What made you select that instrument? What inspired you?" And I was so irritated by the idea of having to do this that my genuine answer, that went to print, by the way, as if they didn't detect the irony, I said, "Well, shows are quite long and I quite like sitting down." So they put, like, my genuine reason was that he likes to sit down.
I love that.
But I mean, also, it's not a lie. So,
That lad was no good.
so I suppose that is at least something you can read in a journalistic piece that isn't a lie.
I love it.
Who's this in front of me trying to ruin my day? Looks like a McLaren or a Ferrari. It's McLaren. God, my eyes are terrible. But yeah, with Berlin, it's not bloggers and people making... Well, actually, no, there's plenty of people who make their own jewellery.
They have an Etsy store.
Yeah, no, it's DJs.
Ooh, okay.
Everyone's a DJ. And this is why I stopped going to parties a very long time ago, because everyone I met was like, "Oh, check out my SoundCloud." So I don't want to check out your fucking SoundCloud. Again, sounding like my dad, but all your music sounds the same, and the only reason people enjoy it is because they're off their face on ketamine. Like, if they were sober, it's just noise. It's just noise.
God, I love a
And like,
cat
the thing
head.
is, like, people think like I'm an electronic music snob, but I actually started out in electronic music. I was into techno once upon a time when I was young and naive. How's the car feeling for you, me old China?
Planted but slow, I think. But I'm okay with that because I took your advice. I've put my setup that I was playing about with for this one and bumped the wings up one each. But what that has done is solve. I was really wobbly into the Maggots Beckett's complex at the first half of it.
It's so easy to drop it there if you don't have enough downforce on the car. Really fucking easy.
Oh yeah. This is the first time I've felt planted and not like I'm about to have as Martin Brundle would call it, an airplane crash in the...
Yeah, I mean, I had a real issue in the last game with that corner complex, and it took me a long time to dial in a setup that didn't have me bottom out somewhere in the corner and then completely lose it. It really was like the car would sort of beach itself on its belly and almost like it was aquaplaning.
Yeah, because it's so temptingly easy to try to straight line it as best as possible because you lose so much time if you don't get it bang on. So I also have a habit of forgetting that the pit lane entry comes quite early, so I need to make sure that I don't get some kind of penalty when we get into the race.
I'm nearly a second slower than my best time. What is going on today? Why can't I drive? Can you teach me how to drive?
Teach me, senpai. Well, no, because I'm slower than you, aren't I?
Apparently I'm P20.
Oh!
Best qualifying position, P20.
That's a spin. Oh, I've just been wheeled through a mechanic. That was awkward. Oh, there you are. Hello.
It's alright, we didn't need him anyway.
Wasn't the ginger one. Right. Medium fuel management. I didn't have the pace to get that better. Right.
Alright, let's see where I actually am on the timing boards, because I don't believe I'm P20.
No, you're 4. I'm half a second... 6/10 slower than you in Sector 1. Christ. I didn't have a perfect line, but that was nuts. Right, let's try some race stratage.
There's a big gap, though, between me and the cars in front. I mean, Max Verstappen's 3/10 faster on the hard tyre. Something isn't totally tickety-boo here.
I want Bahrain performance again, please.
Yeah.
I've put on all of my old parts on again, so my ICE is on 80, my traction control 79, so maybe that might have a little bit of performance issue.
I'm hoping you have a failure in this session. No offence, but I just want to see what happens.
Well, I learnt this in my team, was that in practice I would just stick on old parts that I wouldn't want to use for a race anymore because they've hit 60% and just keep that going until they conked out. And I used to find that a really good way of making sure that I never spent all of my parts. Yeah. I'm also switching my ERS to none on outlaps and inlaps because in my head that means that they will be used less and therefore will wear less, but I don't know if that's true.
Oh, my control electronics are worn. 66%. I've got a warning coming up.
Ooh.
What does that actually affect, though?
I think that just affects what's on your display, I think. I'm not sure. I've never really had it go wrong.
Oh, also I see why I'm so slow. I've got a lot of fuel on board.
Ooh.
I'm struggling with that corner a lot.
Which one?
The one before Maggots and Beckett's.
Oh, Stowe.
Yeah. Thank you, I knew you'd help me out.
Yeah, I think I've put the wing on for Quali. I think I might take... Oh, I don't know, I might take the wing back off again.
I did qualifying pace without the wing, and now I'm doing race strategy with it on, so it gives me a better understanding of what my actual pace will be.
Yeah, because I'm losing time to the expected delta down the straight, so I'm clearly going to get mugged, I think. But
I have to say, though, the car feels a lot better with the higher downforce.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe we invest in the powertrain and just run high downforce all season.
Ooh, that's a good shout. Tactical Ben.
Tactical Nuclear Ben.
Uh-oh.
Right, let's see if I can take Stowe now without either running wide or losing 0.3 of a second. That's a bit better. It's always funny as well, because people who don't know much about Formula 1 think 0.3 of a second is nothing, but it's like actually everything. Oh god, not the wall.
The wall?
Yeah. I lost it in Maggots and Beckett's.
Ah, dude. That's a bit better.
Yeah, I'm coming in for a new wing.
I feel like
Well, it's
because
also
I don't...
accurately mapping my race strategy, because I will crash into the wall during the race, so...
My 7th gear turn in, almost full throttle, loving it.
Right, how many minutes am I going to lose now while they fix this car? It's 4, right, for a win?
Mazza spinned it.
I'm glad to say I'm not the only one then who's in the gravel trap.
Yeah, Maggots and Beckett's as well. I was way too greedy, but at least I now know the limits, so I'm okay. That's my excuse, I'm sticking with it. Alright, let's go again. This is a circuit that over the years of playing racing games I've enjoyed more and more driving. It wasn't always a favourite of mine early on in racing games, but I've come to really appreciate it over the years.
Same actually, and I've got better at it over the years.
Mm.
And it was actually my first win on this podcast.
Oh, right.
It was my 31st birthday.
Aww.
And I won at Silverstone.
Cool.
We'll gloss over the fact that it took me, what would that be, 7 years to get a win?
Yeah, but look at the dog shit that we drove.
Yeah, we did drive some really shit cars. That's very true. Easily though, worst car ever that I've driven for the show, the 2015 McLaren Honda.
Oh god. PTSD.
But actually my worst season was 2017 with Toro Rosso. Or was that 2018? It was one of them. I think it was 18. And I got like 10 DNFs out of a 20 race season. Right, let's see if I can actually stop embarrassing myself now and put in a good time. It's the same problem again because people I actually know in real life are watching and I always drive like shit when that happens. It's because I fail in sort of most areas of life. because I am pretty inept generally. I'm not really a proper person, and so on the rare occasions I succeed here, it's always when there's no witnesses that can testify that it happened.
That can't be true.
You'd be surprised. What's going on with your crazy neighbour? They're moving away, right?
Yes, they are. They are indeed. Oh, I've buggered this right up. I thought that was the 5th lap, and that was as far as I could get. Now I've just realised that I've lost a second by going on to lean mix. Can I claw this back? Let's do a proper full-on lap of. Yeah, he's been relatively quiet recently, which is worrying and concerning because that means that something is brewing in the neighbourhood. So we'll see what drama unfolds. The other problem is that you're never quite sure who then moves in afterwards. So
it can't be anyone as mad as that.
True.
I mean, I would hope not. Anyway. But I miss your crazy neighbour. Over the years, he's been a source of many wonderful stories.
That is true. That is true.
Do you remember that time he incepted your dream? And you dreamt that you were representing Norway in the Eurovision Song Contest with a song about, would you like some more cheese? Because he was outside screaming about cheese.
I've forgotten all about that. There's so many stories, I don't remember them. That's hilarious.
That's one of my favourite stories of all time. That he actually made you dream of being dressed up like a baby bell.
I don't remember this. This is hilarious. Oh dear.
I still want you to remember the tune and the lyrics of that song so we can record it. I would buy a copy of your single. Would you like some more cheese?
And this must have been before the Netflix done the piss take Eurovision film, surely. But yeah.
Oh, it was some years ago now.
Yeah.
This would be like, 2017, 2018, I think.
One of my favourite nutty neighbour things was when he seemed to be scared of one of the neighbour's cats. So I decided to... Because he'd just stare at it as if it was about to have some kind of face-off with him from the garden fence. And he'd be getting defensive and hiding behind a chair. So I just thought it'd be funny to be basically say, I'm going to get you when you're not looking. But he thought it was the cat. So he kind of freaked out and went inside. And I thought, oh, this is the base level that we know about.
To be fair, though, that's probably what the cat would actually say, so I don't think he were really misrepresenting anything.
Boo. But, so, because I was proper nosy when I saw that his house went up for sale. I didn't realise it had sold so quickly until I spotted the sign. But I had a look around his house, because I was thinking, he's so fucking nuts. He's got to have, I don't know, some kind of moose head hanging from a wall, some ceilings, maybe some of my Amazon parcels that have never arrived since he kept one of them for 4 months. I can't remember if I said this, but I'd ordered some Christmas presents for myself, actually. They were, thank God.
I was scared about what you were going to say then when you said, I ordered some. I was like, oh my God, what's going to arrive now?
It's battery powered. No, I'd ordered a couple of PS4 games that were cheap as chips on Amazon. And they never arrived, but it said that it had been posted through my letterbox. So I was like, it really hasn't. Can you deliver some more? This was the Prime stuff that they do for Black Friday. So that was November. April or May, it got delivered through my letterbox with a note on saying, I'm really sorry, had this for a while. But then all of his Eon gas and electric numbers from his meters written all over it, some kind of Medusa code from that I think we was all supposed to unpick somehow.
Maybe he was maybe it actually was a I just got hit by a Red Bull. Thanks for that. Like, it really just ran into the back of me like I wasn't there.
Oh, it was Perez, clearly driving
Yeah.
like he was today.
I hope he gets a penalty for that, the bastard. He's really messed up that lap. I don't know if I can claim this time back. But let's see. If he messes up my test program, I'm going to be very upset. And he has.
Boo! Right, I'm going to put my wings back to
But I
where
was going
they
to say,
were.
maybe he was actually sending you a message, a coded message about the lizard people.
Why would that not surprise me?
Or, you know, the civilization of anthropomorphic frog people that live in his back garden.
That would not surprise me either.
But, like, if I remember correctly, he, like, comes out into the garden, right, and just starts going mental.
Yeah, so he shouts random stuff all the time, and people don't believe me, which was why I was so delighted when my other half came to stay, and he went nuts, and I was like, see, it's real, it's real. And I did record it, and I was like, do I need to post this onto Facebook to be like, stop telling me I'm a liar? And I thought that was probably a breach of everything, but fuck
Yeah.
it. So yeah, so he'll like just run outside, and you can hear him start because there'll normally be a smash of something in the kitchen where he's kind of let go, and some like teacups gone somewhere or a plate smashed on the floor, and then it will come out and it'll be things like "dirty whore," and then it'll be like "my daughter's a whore," or "you're all stupid, everyone's so stupid." And just like random assaults on the world. But it's normally a daughter who I don't think exists because I've never seen one.
Well, I mean, if he calls her a dirty whore all the time, I imagine she doesn't visit very often for Christmas.
No. I don't see anyone visiting much there at all. My engine's
shock.
on. My engine's gone.
Oh, is it blown up?
Nice plume of smoke going all over Sonoda. I'm still going though. But I can't get to 8th gear.
Oh, I love that. That's Cody's. Thank you for adding this. We've needed this for a long time. It gives us ways to fail beyond what was possible before.
So it's on. Yeah, I'll have to pit.
It's alright, the session's basically over anyway.
Warning, speeding in the
get a
pit
chance.
lane. It's the only place I've gone fast. Yeah, oh, I'm loving this. I'm just chilling, pulling out steam everywhere all over the pit lane.
Oh, I can see it. I can see a trail.
Meep, meep. Where's
You're
that
sending me
duck?
smoke signals.
So I can coordinate my Nelson PK Jr. into the wall so that you can then do a strategy win. Oh, there you are. You've just popped in as well. So yeah, between him and then there's a neighbour who I don't think lives anymore, which I think I've also told the story of, whose surname was Eminem. And I went, I had to collect a parcel from him once, and I was like, oh, your surname's Eminem, and I was like, yes, and I was like, Eminem, ha ha ha, and he was like, yes, and I don't think they got it at all, but I was amused, but I don't think I could have made it less awkward if I tried, and kind of went away going like, sorry, bye.
Apparently I picked up front wing damaged. How did that happen? Because he hit me from behind.
Oh.
Weird. Oh wow. Why have I got so much wear on my engine? We improved the durability. What's going on? Oh, I'm gonna have to take a penalty at some point. There's no way I'm gonna get to the end of the season on this. How's my gearbox? My gearbox is fine.
Yeah, my ICE. So yeah, my engine was at 85% when that started to smoke everywhere. I was still going everywhere, but I could only get to just at 7th gear. It wouldn't let me get to 8th. So I reckon you could probably get away with a lap or two of that if you was right at the end of something, and then
Yeah, it's a nice touch.
explosion. Oh, just unlocked a nice new livery from my not VIP pass. Thank you.
Okay, P8. That's not too bad. P8 on the mediums.
That's good.
So I think that could put me around P6 in Quali.
That's
I'd
good.
be happy with that. I'd be happy with that. Beat both the Red Bulls, but they only ran the hard tyre, so hard to say.
A no Perez penalty.
Of course he doesn't get punished for hitting me. He only hit me.
Why do I get an interview? I was shit. That feels fantastic. This track has the best fans. Oh, it's like it's trolling.
For a rivalry, do I want Raikkonen or Gasly? Let's both go after Raikkonen. Let's really put him in the ground.
1-2 punch him. I think your teammate was enjoying themselves in front of the chrome crowd. They're loving it. The crowd has been great to them.
Appreciate your time.
I'm going to say the same thing about you then.
Oh, have you got questions too?
Yeah.
Oh, sharing the love, Claire. Maybe they've cloned her. There's just loads of Claires everywhere. Ah!
It's the last thing we need.
Just in your sleep repeatedly. That's everything. That's everything. No!
Thanks for that.
Right. What did we get? Oh, only 1,500.
Yeah, we didn't finish all the programs.
Longer lap, I guess.
But we could run practice 3 in the dry if you wanted to try again. But I don't think there's that many points on offer. We'll probably just get more by qualifying well.
Yeah. No, I'll go with your good self, sir.
Okay, let's do Quali then.
Just putting all of my components back on again, so that I don't go in with just an engine just on fire everywhere.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared. I don't know if I should be changing some components here, to be honest.
So
when anything gets around 50%, I get worried.
So I go, if it goes above 60, then I'm like, nah. But in general, I've never had an actual failure until something's gone above 70 ever in an F1 game.
Yeah, but I mean, I've had, over 50, I've had like a drop in power, for example, and given how marginal we are on power right now.
I guess
okay,
as well,
I'm changing my control electronics and my energy store.
You've got pace this round, so I guess it's worth not taking the risk, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas if we was battling around like we were in Austria, I guess we're only battling for a couple of points.
But I'm going to follow your lead now and start putting old components on for practice, because clearly I've just racked up a load of wear in practice.
Yeah. I tell you what macked up the most wear when we let it do its own thing.
Yeah.
That fucking ruined us. I was like, no. Good to see how it all worked, but yeah. Done us over, coders. Hey. Noish. No. Ah, there we go.
Oh, we hadn't given us our points yet.
Noish.
Now we've got enough.
Look at those discounts. Those beautiful discounts. It's like a bargain bucket gone wrong.
Good night, Dazzy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if we missed you.
Cheers for watching, Dazzy.
I need a better chat solution still. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, talking of how I've got my stuff set up, so I bought a couple of plastic kind of, they're like iPad holders, but I just prop my phone up so that I can see the YouTube chat on my phone just to the side of the telly, so I can kind of see both without having to kind of do too much with it.
Oof, that's a lot of rain.
That is. I'm thinking that's not Inters.
No.
Soggy biscuit time.
Funny though, the animation just showed them putting mediums onto my car.
That is just 2%.
Right, do I go
for
maximum downforce? Increase downforce.
I'm staying with my setup because it's going to be dry tomorrow. I know I'm shit in the rain. I will be last anyway. And if I am last, I'm going to do a complete change of everything on my car.
Good plan.
But I'm super intrigued to see how wet weather comes out.
It's our first time in full wet. I know usually in these games I'm very good in the wet, but on the Inters yesterday I was fucking horrible. But slow to be fast, that's the key.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. Let's do it. I think. Yeah, fuck it. We're doing it.
Okay, good luck, compadre.
Glah! Glah, glah, glah!
So, the lesson I'm learning already is just stay away from the throttle completely.
Uh-oh.
I mean, really, don't touch it. Just don't touch it. And definitely don't touch the curbs. Oh, here we go, Stowe and the maggots and Becketts. This is going to be fucking terrifying.
Good luck. Or at least I don't have... Doesn't matter if the DRS fails on me now. I'm okay. I can't see.
I love that though. I love the challenge in the rain.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Particularly when you're in the spray of all the other cars.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time I'm playing this game where people look and can watch and say that's impressive. The rest of the time they think you're an idiot, what you're wasting your time for.
Okay. Let's do this. Immediately goes wide. Oh,
Well, if
Christ.
someone has to go wide, might as well be one of us.
Go wide. Da, 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 da.
Go wide, young man.
That didn't feel too bad. That did.
Well, I already know whatever time I put in here, I can go faster because I broke traction really badly out of turn 3. But that aside, it's actually feeling alright. I'm glad I didn't put more downforce on, actually.
tricky to know where the limit is until you're on it. So I feel like this is a build-up.
P2.
Nice.
I think I can go faster.
Oh, I definitely can now that I fucked that up. Ah, it's the final. Look. That was about 3 seconds lost there. Oh, 3 seconds off of pole. Amazing.
And we'll get disqualified at this, right?
Why? Oh, you're going off.
Yeah.
Right, I'm already 8 tenths up. This is good.
Oh shit, I'm not paying attention to cars on hot laps. I need to be careful.
Alright, purple sector 1.
You beast.
I wonder if this tells me that actually my default setup is basically a rain one. Oh, we've gone a bit wide. Oh, there's plenty of time to be gained in there if I go again.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same. I'm coming in for some fresh fuel and then buff.
Alright, just in behind you. Root for 9th. And Kimmy is 10th. Wah, wah.
I can definitely go a lot faster.
Yeah, I reckon there's a good
There's some
3/4
track
of a second
evolution
at
going
least.
on. There's some track evolution going on.
Weather
What does the
report.
weather forecast say as well?
Oh, Jeff doesn't want to say anything about the weather to me. He's silent.
It's going to say full heavy rain throughout the session with very high probability. So, I mean, the thing is, it's always good to do your last lap at the last moment, right? Because that's when the track's at
Yep.
its peak. This car looks so good in this light.
Oh, great. I appear to have a bug where my Ask Jeff window is stuck open.
At least it's not your DRS stuck open.
That'd be true. Box this lap? No, it was unresponsive. Oh well. My communication to Jeff will forever be open until the session is over.
You've killed Jeff. I mean,
Couldn't
one of us
handle
will do
my
it
love.
eventually. Right, one of us was always going to do it.
He cannot take the 1-2 punch. Oh, Gio's snuck in between us. Naughty.
That Alfa Romeo is looking very dangerous to us at the moment. I'm not liking it at all. Not one little bit.
He can ock off.
So if I can get my confidence back in this car, because I really think I can challenge at the sharp end.
Oh, good. That sorted out my stuck Jeff menu. Okay, let's take a wee butcher's.
A butcher's ook.
So despite going around the club corner like I'm an ice skater with epilepsy, that was my best sector. The other two, I was slower. It was actually quite competitive in Sector 3. God knows how.
Thank God I remembered to turn my ERS deploy on back on as I went over the line. Or else this was going to be a very confusing lap.
But my corners are so good. Oh, we only get 2 sets of wet tyres, didn't we? I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
How long's a lap? 140. Okay.
How long we got left in the session?
7:59. 7:45.
Oh, fucking loads of time then.
If you've got several laps, you can get done. I'm going to go out with 6 to go and do a double run.
The track is definitely evolving. There's time to be gained just by driving exactly the same way you were before.
Cool.
It doesn't feel any better, but it is faster.
Uh-huh.
Almost lost it there. Gotta be
Brave on the
careful.
curbs.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a bit braver to get some time, but it's actually costing me time. Slow to be fast, I've got to remember that. Although I do like watching the replays with all my dramatic slides.
Yes. It's the only difference really between the PC version and our version, apart from potentially any cracked mods that you'll be able to get, is that the PC version can let you do a full race replay.
Yeah, but I guess, PS5 could probably let you do that as well.
Yeah, I hope so. I've not checked out, to be honest, but yeah, I was kind of like, oh, I'd dearly love a... Oh, I just nearly dropped it trying to exit the pits. I just yearn for the days of being able to watch full spectator races of AI. That was my jam as a child, and I can still do it. Funny enough, I was looking at someone's in the middle of making a car set for this year's F1 game for Grand Prix 2. Jeff Crammond. The Grand Prix 3 one, I think, is already out. And I was like, yes.
See, I've got a copy of Grand Prix 4.
Great game.
And I wanted to do a series on it on YouTube.
Great game. It's I do like the way how the marshals appear in that game.
Well, I got an editor for it, so you can edit all the values.
Yes.
So I could make arrows super fast.
GP edit, isn't it? Yeah. If you... Zaz Tools is the other thing that I've got for GP4, because that lets you install car sets. Because I've got car sets from the 80s and stuff like that, and it lets you put in all of the old TV graphics.
Oh.
You can proper customise mod it. It's great.
Why can't we crowdfund a new Jeff Crammond game?
Is he still... I don't know of him apart from those games. Is he like alive and well? I'm assuming he is.
I don't know, but it hasn't stopped Tom Clancy putting new games out, has it?
No, that's true. Wasn't very good.
Okay, I'm coming out again for one more attack.
Oh, that was silly, Smith. I tried to do 8th gear through both the first 2 corners on the Maggots Bigots. Did not end well, but we're still going. Actually, only lost a couple of attempts. I shall 8-7 it as opposed to 8-6 it. Right. I say that was the best exit of out of club. Ooh. Yes, that's better. Oh, squirrely.
I've got a Williams who's going to be exactly where I don't want him for my hot lap, so I have to clear him pretty quickly.
I've got the same with fucking Bottas, and I'm half a second up. Thank you, Valtteri. Oh, yes.
Going well, is it?
I'm still on the track. That's what I'm talking about. P11.
Good boy. Am I going to get over the line in time to have another lap? The question. Yes, I am. P9, both. Right, I'm going balls to the wall now.
That's what I'm doing, and it's kind of... Oh, it was working. I've just made a bit of a mistake, but I'm still about a tenth and a bit up.
I'm 3/10 up. What?
Ah! I buggered that right up at the last corner. Ugh. Oh, we dropped down a bit there. Let's see what you're up to.
I've just screwed up and lost all my time I gained.
Still looking sexy in the rain though.
Yeah, not fast enough though.
Well, actually, to be fair, even if I had have improved, I would have only leapfrogged you. Everyone else is faster. I don't feel sad now. But we've both foxed out those Alfa Romeos.
Good.
By quite a way as well, actually. Oh, that was an improvement.
Was it?
Oh, it looked like it was. I think I just spotted the checkered flag coming up next to your name. Sorry.
P13.
I'm a
Not
14.
totally thrilled with that.
Well, I'm delighted with 14th because normally in the rain I'm shit. So the fact that I was not too bad makes me happy.
But, I mean, when you look at the cars that are in front of us, they're all massively ahead in terms of car development.
Yeah.
So I think that's actually a really good result for us. I'm glad now we didn't turn the difficulty down. Up, sorry.
No, I agree. And look at the gap back to the other three teams. We're noticeably closer to what's ahead than what's behind. So I'd say we've done damn well good.
Yeah, it looks like it. Now I think about it, I'm quite proud of that.
How have Verstappen and Gasly and Perez had 3 sets of wet tyres used? We don't get... Oh, mind you, unless they've changed their allocation, but... No. Cheaty.
Yeah, I do actually wonder if I'd had fresh wets for that last run, what could have been possible.
The weather hasn't been ideal in qualifying. It's your take on it. You had a lot of fans out there today. Does the pressure get to you in the back row?
Of course the pressure is the
Happy
best.
with where you'll be on the grid tomorrow?
Happy... Ooh, where do we... who do we want to bum lick? Aero, team... Oh, I'll work on the aero package as paid off. I want that aero department to love us.
Well, that's everything.
Yeah.
Give us some discounts, bitches. Great, that's everything. I'm going to put that into some kind of vaporwave mix. For elevators only.
But good, we're beating Kimi Räikkönen.
I'm 5-7 on the points.
2-1, because I didn't get a rivalry until later.
No fucking Devon Butlers in this game.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to play Breaking Point?
So I've started, and I hate it already, in a... This is what happens when Netflix is allowed to go nuts. Because all that's happened so far is we keep crashing into our teammate, but it does it at the point, because it's cinematic and it's a story-driven thing. You drive perfectly fine, and then like it's a cinematic, and Croft is just screaming over it all. Yeah, I like the idea of it, but it's if Netflix made the Toka Race Driver game. Do you remember that on years and years and years ago when they used to do like you were racing with your dad and he was the mechanic and then he dies or something and it's all very dramatic.
Yeah, I remember.
It's like
So
that, but Netflixed.
I have an important question for you.
Ooh.
Side pod turning vanes or lightweight wheel rims, because both are massive improvements. Our aero is better than our chassis, but maybe we want to play to our strengths rather than trying to have an all-round car. I don't know what you think.
I'm happy to go with I'm trying to work out which is the chunkier upgrade by looking at the I can't see. I think they're both good.
Lightweight wheel rims is bigger. I've just measured it.
Cool. I don't mind because I think whatever we do first, we'll then probably do the other one after.
Right, I'll order the wheel rims because also it's a little cheaper.
Okay.
And then we'll put some front downforce on next time. Because we're only loading up on downforce for the rear, and I wonder if we're going to make the car imbalanced at some point.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. Sorry. I hate myself for that now.
No, there's nothing to hate there. Right then. Let's see what we can do.
Bon voyage.
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky start again, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's not an easy first corner.
No, I've had many smasheroos
Welcome to Silverstone.
outside of this game.
Grand Prix. This iconic track held the very first World Championship Formula One race back in 1950, and it's a firm favourite amongst the fans and drivers alike.
I don't remember there being a
The
Ferris wheel at
3.6-mile-long
Silverstone.
circuit is one of the longest of the
I don't think there is.
with 18 corners in the current layout.
Gomez has just put it there.
Speeds reaching around
You can have a
145
Suzuka.
miles
You
per
can
hour.
have a Suzuka.
It's also one of the quickest tracks of the year. Watch out for cars taking the right-handers of Abbey and Copse.
Do you know what,
flat
though?
out.
I do think now we're in the dry, we're
Also
probably going to
here
get
in
monstered,
Copse is
aren't we?
Anthony Davidson. So, let's briefly discuss Lewis Hamilton. That was a great
Oh,
win
McLaren
in
on the front
race.
row.
Can they keep
Oh,
that
wow.
momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a
I didn't actually pay
qualifying
attention to where everyone else
but your
qualified. I was so
expectations are based
self-fixed
much
on
more
us.
practice and
Daniel
qualifying.
Ricciardo is now
So it's
third in the
momentum from those
championship.
sessions
Wow.
that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
Oh, there's me again. Are we going to get Perez sitting down on the wall? That's
Off
what
the
always
back of
happens.
a
Yeah, I
Oh,
just got Perez sitting down on the wall.
qualifying session,
Okay.
It's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race.
I was in the car
Lando.
shaking my head at the
Up on
mechanics.
pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start
Generally
from
angry.
P2. As we
Yeah.
continue
Norris
through
looks
the
like
rest
he's
of the
about
grid
to try and
today,
give you the
we
Book
have
of Mormon.
Sainz, Verstappen, Daniel
Signs?
Ricciardo, and Perez, Stroll, Vettel,
Oh,
Tsunoda, and Valtteri Bottas.
oh, grid penalty.
Verstappen looks like a hammerhead shark.
Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher, George Russell, and Nicholas Latifi.
So who's the grid penalties at the
Gasly,
back?
They'll be starting further back
Oh, okay.
after an earlier grid penalty. And Nikita Mazepin. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
They've given Mazepin no contour on that face either, so he looks like a hippo. Why wants me? No, stop giving me that awkward strategy of starting on the softs, going long, and then going to the hards. Why would anyone ever choose that strategy?
I don't know. But I think it's our fault though, because we have gone short on the races, right? So there's absolutely no reason at all to use the hards unless you have an accident at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I want to start on the mediums, maybe? What are you thinking?
I'm eyeing them up. It kind of worked for me, but only because of the safety car last time around. I don't feel like...
What lap are you coming in on if you start on the softs?
If I start on the softs, I would be in on lap... Oh, hang on. Stop that. On lap... It wants me on 7.
Because I can last till 8. I'm easier on the tyre. So we can both start on the soft. I just didn't want us to double box.
Okay. I'll go softs then as well,
Yeah.
and do a 7, and then mediums.
So you've got
to the
pit
end.
stop priority.
Okay.
Right then. Best of luck, sir. No
And to
accidents,
you.
I hope. No more accidents than absolutely necessary.
That covers Mazepin. Oh, I forgot to sort out my fuel. Never mind. Oh, terrible start from Brotas. That was Tsunoda craze, that was. No Stroll.
Yeah, I got forced round the outside and I had to brake, so there wasn't a bigger accident than there already was. The good news is, though, with this extra downforce, the car feels like it's glued.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with this at the moment. I am absolutely an accident waiting to happen though with everyone driving through. Okay.
Yeah, I can see you up ahead. I'm behind a horse though, and I'm not prepared to accept that fate.
Yeah, I don't... Ooh, who's that out?
Oh, it looks like an AlphaTauri, but I was going very fast, so...
Oh, it's Sonoda, because he was behind me. Ooh, that was a big mistake. No, Bottas. Okay, yes, Bottas. That was not a battle for me.
I need to get past this horse, because everyone else is getting away.
Snatched a break.
Finally.
Damn it, I've lost Bottas's DRS. I'm under attack.
I can see you fighting bravely up ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Can't believe I had such an atrocious start.
That was Yuki's fault, though. I tell you what, though, that is also kind of because of the damage and all of the different things that you get. I think that was you backing out is very different to how you would have maybe have played it in other iterations of this game.
Yeah, but I tell you what, I was quite pleased in a weird way because it could have gone so much more wrong. You guys have definitely got the pace on me in Sector 2. The car feels good, but slow.
This is the most comfortable I've felt in this car so far, since Bahrain at least.
I love that the game's giving us this experience, though. It really feels like being in a proper team now, not just like arbitrary. And it feels like there's consequences to decisions that actually translate to the track, and not just theoretical.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that was a silly mistake, Smith. Alright.
Ah, I've got a loss of power on the ICE.
Oh.
I thought I was feeling very, very slow. You know, for a team that have put a lot of their resource points into reliability, we're not doing a very good job of being reliable, are we?
No. French.
Bon anniversaire.
Just because we've got Racing Blue, it doesn't mean we've got Prost Grand Prix reliability. Ooh, argy-bargy with Leclerc, but we've kept ahead. This is going to so George Russell me, and I'm going to be 11th. I can fucking feel it. Ooh, especially
what,
if I
though,
take lines like that.
I cannot catch you.
That's car over driver, though. Ah, damn it. I think Leclerc's got me this time. And I've discharged almost all of my battery as well. Yeah. Ooh, take that, Leclerc. Back ahead. What a move. And it was clean. Fuck a duck. Oh, I didn't do very well on that pit entry. I couldn't see where it was, so I was a bit slow. I think that will cost me my position. to Leclerc. That was interesting.
What's that?
Schumacher, basically when I came pit out, it didn't wait for Schumacher to pass. I just emerged in him.
Good. Don't give him the position. What's scary then is that means the horse behind me is Mazepin.
Uh-oh.
Which means Mazepin is currently running P11.
Dum 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 dum.
Do you know what though? This is really... I'm really enjoying this career mode, by the way, but this has really got me thinking now about end of season.
Oh, what? Where to go and what to do?
Yeah, because it actually makes sense now. Like the career mode decisions seem to actually have consequences.
Uh-huh.
I've just been beasted by an Alfa Romeo. Oh, you bastard.
Oh, I lost a lot of time in that pit stop. I didn't realise I dropped so far back.
I have to get a new front wing now.
Oh no!
That's cost me 9.4 seconds.
Ah, shit, Leclerc's jumped me. I can't keep up with that Ferrari.
You did manage to ruin his race though by holding him up, so you know, take some pleasure in that.
Sorry, Charlie Leclerc. Nearly.
That Williams with the Mercedes power unit.
That was a mistake. Gasly's on hards.
More fool him.
Maybe that might hold some people up for you. Get you back in again.
No, not really. I'm 3.4 seconds behind the Alfa Romeo in front.
Kimmy.
And I'm 13 seconds behind you. Because it was a 9-second pit stop.
See, Aston Martins are really hot round this track. Well, Aston Martins, but with racing points.
Stats.
Yeah. I can't. It's going to be my best ever 11th position finish.
I That's good though, you know. I'm happy that we're struggling to get points. I think it makes everything feel much more high stakes.
Oh yeah. Now, if just one of the top 10 could, I don't know, have an engine blow up, I thought that'd be great.
I agree.
Or we could see one of those wonderful AI crashes.
Actually, I quite like a safety car.
I don't. We're on lap 11 or 13. Gone quick this one.
It has gone very quick, hasn't it? But yeah, I don't think there's enough laps for me to really achieve very much. I might get these alphas ahead if I'm very good. I mean, the car's feeling fantastic suddenly. Like, really on it.
I'm just conserving on the medium. I'm in no man's land. I've got 3 seconds ahead. Is Leclerc up ahead? 6 seconds back to Gasly and Giovinazzi. So I'm a bit just like chilling at home for my 11th.
Tell you what though, I need to up my game or else I'm going to be getting fired. I'll be at Haas before you know it. All these accidents and dropped points.
I don't know, you've got 26 points to my 0. This is feeling very Nico Rosberg, Kazuki Nakajima-esque.
Why couldn't I be this dialed in earlier in the race? Why did it feel so much harder before? I wonder if I had damage I didn't realise it.
Well, if they changed the... yeah, maybe. I guess because you had another thing before it changed the wing. Maybe there was a little nudge with Yuki.
Because honestly, as soon as I came out of the pits, the car just felt a billion times better. Oh, now I've got a real wing failure.
Ooh, okay.
Well, I came close to the cars in... Oh no, now I've crashed.
No!
Oh, god damn it.
Where did you bin it?
Coming out of Maggots and Beckett's.
Ah! Shame. Gasly finished behind me, I think.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today.
Toto.
Tell me, Alex, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, they certainly stood out as
I'm not sure, but is that signs on the podium? In second? Wow.
Even during some of the more hectic parts of the race meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes.
Won't be long before we get Carlos Sainz on a podium for Ferrari, I think.
Top spot with ease.
I agree with you on that. And it'd be well deserved.
Who was third? Ah, Verstappen. Sainz looks so murderous on that podium. I feel like you're giving him like slightly evil eyes.
I'm not getting the podium animation for some reason. I got excluded.
Oh.
It just went straight to my XP.
Boo.
Yeah, hell of a result there for Sainz. And Bottas, P10 to P5. Well, that's another DNF for my collection.
Let's have a wee nozzle.
Well then, another 2 races down and a lot to reflect on, I think. Shall we order ourselves a little upgrade before we finish? Because we'll forget, won't we, when we start again?
Why am I 13th? I crossed the line in 11th and I have no penalty.
That is an excellent question.
What? That was the only time I drove all right.
Punishment.
Pretty happy with that.
I'm not pretty happy with that, Claire, bitch.
Your home Grand Prix season.
They've been great. Yeah.
You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
Yeah.
You had a close battle today.
Had a close battle with Kimmy. No, I never saw him.
Great. Well,
That was pointless. Thanks, Claire.
You should get an acclaim boost from my interview.
Aww. Well,
I'm losing my rivalry.
uh-oh. I'm still ahead of Kimmy. 10-8. Oh, thank you. That's pushed me to acclaim level 6.
So we're even now.
Even Stevens. Will Stevens.
Oh, bring him back.
He does quite well in GT now these days, doesn't he?
Yeah, good boy.
Need a proper Essex geezer out in
You do.
out in the world of motorsport.
Oh, actually, we only got 804 points, so
No upgrades for us.
no. Well then, but it looks like we are going to leapfrog Alfa Romeo with our updates.
Nice.
And they're both... Oh, they're big, they're major parts, so actually we may not actually leapfrog them because they've got time to develop things themselves. Do you know, I'm really enjoying this. It's a challenging season and I like that very much.
Yeah.
Oh, if we skip to the 26th before we finish, we can order the front wing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And let's see if the oil pressure pump for the powertrain was successful. It was, yes.
Okay, we've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Thanks, Andrea. Right. So let's get ourselves a front wing end plate low and get some more front downforce to help with turning. Alrighty then. I think that's us, isn't it?
It is indeed. Another 2 down.
Once again, thank you so much to everyone who stopped by for a cheeky watch. We are incredibly grateful. We hope you're enjoying the playthrough so far as much as we are. And keep your eyes glued to the Instagrams, and we'll keep you posted about when we next decide to curse you with our presence. Have an amazing weekend.
Yep. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye now.